It is Wednesday, we're halfway through the week, and for once I kinda wish it was not, because I feel like there's so much to do before Friday. Can use an extra day.
Which is to finish chapter 5 of Higurashi.
Yeah, exactly. Just like we finished Shenmue 2 yesterday.
Yes. I expected that sentence to keep going. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome in Psycho, welcome in everybody. How are you doing?
Oh.
I'm slightly cold because you're jiggling me. Yeah, Tifa is slightly overdoing it. It's not that cold in here, but...
It's not that cold, but I feel cold. See? Chicken skin.
No, I did not. I always have the instinct to blow cold air over her arm, but I didn't do it this time. I'm becoming a better person. Please stop shivering like that.
Cold
Are you really that
shivers.
cold?
No, it's a little bit chilly, and I just had a sip of ice cold water.
Why would you do that?
Because my throat is itchy.
You tried scratching it. Is this helpful? You would think if it's just cold, because at night over here it's almost freezing still. During the day it gets really nice, like almost early summer, late spring like, but you know, once it gets dark it gets really cold here. Because it's spring, not well, almost. But we could just turn on the heating, and Tifa did turn on the heating for like 10 minutes before the stream. Why did you turn it off now?
It's still on.
I love it when she ducks out of the stream.
Yeah, because I'm trying to see the stand the heating is on. It's still on.
You could just remember whether you turned it off or not.
Who remembers that? No, you don't. You don't even remember whether you leave the light on or off. Remember the basement?
No, Tifa, what did I do with the basement?
We don't need to go into that.
No, we do. You can't just say
guessing.
remember the basement and then not remind everybody of the basement.
Jack once had to put something away in the basement and forgot to turn the light off, which was then on for at least 3 weeks in there until a neighbor was like, "Hey, is this your basement? Because the light's been on for a long time now." And we were like, "When is the last time you went to the basement?" Yeah, that's all
Like
there is
3
to...
weeks ago, I don't know. I don't remember when I go to the basement. I barely do.
That was like 3-4 weeks ago, which means the light was on the entire time in there.
Yeah, what do you learn from it?
That people do not remember whether they turned off
No.
the light or not, or whether they left the heating on or not.
See, with Tifa it's the third, with me it's just the left nostril right now.
That is
No.
why so many people leave the house and go like, did I turn off the stove? Did I lock the door? Did I do this? Because it's an action you do not remember.
I will regret this come Sunday, but right now I'm really looking forward to the solo streams. No, Tifa, the learning here is that don't send me to the basement.
I guess that is a learning
It's
too.
that easy. If you don't make me put stuff into the basement or get stuff out of the basement, if you just do it yourself, I can't forget to turn off the light.
That is also very true.
Just saying. I do have a Higurashi related story actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Spoilers, not spoilers for the recap in a bit. Last stream, stuff happened. And you got somewhat emotional. You were crying.
Yeah.
I was close. Once again, I was mostly angry at the whole situation rather than sad. It was really sad. But the anger was my predominant feeling. And then we ended the stream. Then we went to bed. And I couldn't sleep. When I laid down, I was still doing stuff on my phone, put my phone away. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna sleep. I couldn't sleep. Because the scene from the game kept playing in my head. And so I was like laying awake at night for like another hour and a half. Just quietly being sad because of the game. Yeah. So, my Monday sucked because I was really tired. Didn't say that yesterday. Didn't think of it. Yeah, Higurashi.
Well, now it's fitting.
It does things too. Understandable reaction. Yeah, with me it was really a slow burn. Like, it came in waves. It's not slow burn. I did immediately get that this is like a thing. It's a big thing that's happening, but it came in waves. Yeah, that's the best way of putting it. I don't love it. I would like chapter 6 to be an entire chapter of, and then we had fun and games. And then we played a board game. And then this happened, and then that happened. And just a complete wrench being thrown into the system. I know that's not gonna happen. It would be funny if it was.
Nah, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would. Because that's completely unexpected.
That's not what we're playing the game for.
What are we playing the game for?
Well, not that. That was basically chapter 1.
No, chapter 1, 2, and 3 were a lot of that. Chapter 1 and 2 more so. I think I don't even recall, it's all blending kind of together, at least those parts for me. If 3 had as much as the slice of life stuff. Well, I miss the mahjong actually. Okay, yeah, now that you remind me of the actual like bits and pieces, maybe not.
The mahjong scene was actually...
Sarcasm. Yeah, no, I got you, don't worry about it.
No, it was actually alright, I just didn't understand it.
I understood jack shit. I was happy I could just... I was just reading words. Tifa, have you mentally recovered from the ending of Shenmue 2 yesterday?
I have not 100% now that you mention it. I get triggered.
When somebody mentions Shenmue 2, you get tired? What? I feel like I'm running for 2 days through a forest. Oh.
I already was, but I just can't believe...
It was like that.
It was like that, yeah.
Yeah. What if Higurashi turns out that way? What if the last 10% of Higurashi just makes you want to vomit? And not even because it induces an emotion or a feeling in you that like, you know, like, oh, I'm getting so stressed, I'm getting like anxiety, I feel like I want to throw up, just like, no. It's like you're pissing it all away.
I mean, we had plenty of games like that, unfortunately.
Did we?
Or not plenty, but we had games like that.
Like? The only other example I can think of that fumbled the ending so hard was Eternal Darkness.
And Time Dilemma. Zero Time Dilemma.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. True.
So we've had games that ended a bit disappointing. So that would be okay. But it's like, it just kept going too much. Like every time where you thought like, okay, now it's time to end this bit. Then they added some more to it. And then they added some more to that. And then when you think, okay, now I can't take it anymore, there's still one more thing to it.
Oh, but there's another thing after that one more thing too. Also, whenever she said a little more, it was much more.
It did not make sense as an ending of the game.
Oh, here we go. I have an alternative to Shenmue 3, which both of you will like much more. Already recommended months ago.
Let me double check on that.
I never have Discord open when we stream because of notifications and stuff.
A month ago.
Titled Goose Game. I remember that being in there.
That is not similar at all.
What are you doing, Tifa?
I'm checking the...
A Space for the Unbound. I remember that. I remember it being mentioned.
Yeah, I think I put it on the list.
Did you?
Yeah, there it is.
Cool. Can have a look.
But what do you mean alternative? You mean before or after Shenmue 3, right?
I love how much Tifa is like, we're gonna play Shenmue 3. Like, Shenmue 2 was so bad. So incredibly bad. We have to play Shenmue 3. Like, that's astonishing. Like, I've never gone through a game where I thought, this was so horrible, I need to play the sequel. Not once.
Kinda not, but it also feels really annoying to not have an end to the story. And I can also see the fun in the really bad writing.
I always believed in you, Tifa. Welcome in, Benjima. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing?
But I believe you mentioned that yesterday as well, that the gameplay in 3 is also very different.
I told you that after the stream.
That's what I said yesterday. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
I know it feels like 80 years ago, but...
Yes, but when you say it like this, to me it sounds like we discussed this yesterday while streaming, because that's what we're currently doing, and I told her this after the stream.
You told me yesterday.
She doesn't get it.
That the gameplay is also a bit different, so
Yes.
I'm not sure. And also not anytime soon, so don't put your trust in me
2 weeks.
too much, Benjamin.
2 weeks.
But maybe once, like if we ever feel like suffering again, we can consider it.
Really? Which part, really? The fact that Tifa does want to do this, or that I'm saying in 2 weeks because I'm sarcastic?
Definitely, absolutely not in 2 weeks.
So in 1.5 weeks. No. We will see.
I don't even think I'm back in 1.5 weeks.
Big sad now. That's okay. Feel your feelings. They are valid. Let it all out.
You're big sad. Psycho is big happy.
Excuse me, waiter. There seems to be a book in my shirt. This is not Shenmue 3. No.
There is no in between. But still, I am still really annoyed at how they ended Shenmue 2, because like I said 100 times, I think, because I started repeating myself again. That felt like the intro of 3. But if they would have started 3 that way, everyone would have dropped the game.
Yes.
So I also understand that they just went like, okay, no, we need to do this at the end of 2.
Because it wasn't a good ending, it wasn't a good start, it was just bad. It was just really badly done.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like if they...
Hurry on, okay, recap.
This is a Higurashi stream, but still, like, it's so fresh in my mind. I've had a night to sleep on this, so I need to feel my feelings. I feel like the first game came out in Shenmue. The first Shenmue came out in 1999. The second one got released in 2001. If, by some miracle in an alternative universe, the Shenmue series and the Dreamcast lived on for longer than 2 years, basically, the Shenmue 3 wouldn't have been out until probably like 2003. And with 2 years between playing the second game and then playing the third game, that last part of Shenmue 2 had been the intro to Shenmue 3, it would have been perceived differently. If you play them back to back to back, it still sucks. But with the gap of 2 years in between, this entire scene, which also doubles as a recap for the franchise so far, for some reason, at the end of the second game,
I mean,
kind of made more sense.
Yeah. Because if you keep
Slightly.
going into the conversation, you talk about home, you talk about your friends, you talk about what happened.
Yes.
And yeah, then it would make sense.
At least, for me, that would have changed my issue with the pacing, because why do we backload all of this? Why is this happening when it's supposed to be the end, or when it feels like it's the end?
And to be fair, the bits with where you walked on the path and you could talk to her about different topics isn't even the worst, especially since you could skip it. That was kind of, you got the option.
Yeah.
That was okay.
That was good gameplay design, because if you cared, you could ask. If you don't, you just go, hurry on.
Yeah. They should have kept it like that and then take out the entire bit where, oh no, the road is blocked.
That was
I
completely
don't remember
unnecessary.
the way. They should have taken out that entire part, but I'm guessing they wanted some gameplay in it and came up with this.
Yeah, but if you add the gameplay only to add shit gameplay, don't add gameplay.
Yeah, then in the cave with the twig collection.
One,
that is
not
one
3
thing.
times, just once.
Should have just been once.
Just once.
Once would have been enough, yeah. Or just let you carry double the amount of twigs
No, just
in
once.
one setting.
No, just once.
Without
just
having
once.
to
Pick
go
up
back.
2 and you're done.
Or
Also,
that.
cut 3/4 of the running around the forest QTEs. Completely unnecessary. Make everything happen once. Just make it like a long cutscene at the beginning of a third game. You get to talk to her, you get to catch up. It acts like a recap for the first 2 games. You have a little bit of QTEs to warm you up into QTEs for the third game. And bam, the thing happens. There, I just fixed your game, Sega. You're welcome. Yu Suzuki, send me an email. Do it. I'm happy to help you. I don't even ask that much money for it.
Benjima, cheers on the 25 streak.
Love.
Love.
Thank you very much. Holy shit, 25 stream streaks. That's
a lot of Higurashi.
Yeah, despite you complaining. I appreciate that. I understand how much you enjoy visual novels, and to do it anyway, mwah, thank you. Skinner, congrats on being first, second, and third, spiting yourself.
Cheers
Nice.
as well.
How are you doing? Happy Wednesday.
Rhea arrives, sees a girl being attacked, helps her, says, "My name is Shenhua." Turns to the camera to reveal she is the girl that he has been dreaming about, and credits wrap it up.
That would have been a better ending to Shenmue 2. Yes.
Also would have still worked, yeah. If they ended with the meeting with her. I think I still liked the bit better where, with the first cutscene, like when I thought it was the end of the game, when he leaves the town, and then maybe have an end credit where he arrives on the boat and that's it.
Yeah, or do that. I would be okay with that
this
as well.
also would have worked.
Yeah. You're like, name
like
drop.
the dramatic.
Bam. Mic drop. Done.
Yeah, basically.
It's so easy. And at the same time, you know, it's always easier in hindsight. And it's really easy to sit here and play a game or watch something and then criticize it. If you've never done anything like this yourself, especially. I know that's very easy. But I feel like in this case it's fair. Because it's so obvious. Like, I don't know. I posted this on Discord. Tifa, on Steam, just tracking the people that are online when they play games. We are now one of the 6.6% of players that bothered finishing Shenmue 2.
Understandable.
93.4% of people dropped the game before they got to the end. That should tell you something, right? You know? It's like, the numbers like help my argument, I want to say. It's not well paced. I'm always here, even if I don't chat, because I'm sleeping. Appreciate it. I mean, when it felt like the end of a game, yeah, that could have worked.
Yeah. But especially since it feels like the end of the game, and then you realize it still keeps going for another 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're waiting for that ending.
You know what is similar to all of this? The movie ending of the last 20 or so minutes of Death Stranding.
I'm not even gonna play that.
Yes, which is... I was planning to stream it at someone. Lord of the Rings 3, exactly. Lord of the Rings 3, spoilers, not spoilers, has like 4 endings. Or scenes that feel like endings. Because they wrap up everything effectively. And it makes sense, you know, because you had 3 movies to get attached to these characters. And if they didn't do it this way, or if Tolkien didn't write an ending for all of them, you'd probably be mad. Because what happened to this character? Why they were part of a journey? Why don't they get something? It makes sense. But you have so many scenes for the individual stories to wrap up. I'm not lying. I think there's 4 cuts where you would think in the cinema, that's it, credits. Nope, another one.
Don't think I've had that
Credits?
feeling during the
Nope.
movie.
Not with Lord of the Rings 3?
No.
And you're one of a few people. First time I saw it, I was like, this film has ended 5 times. Frodo keeps saying goodbye. Yes. Again, if you think about it, it makes sense. But from a viewing perspective, from just watching the movie, it's like, okay, the arc has ended and that's an endpoint. And then the screen fades to black. Oh, another scene. And fade to black. And another scene. And eventually we get there. But the main difference is, in Lord of the Rings 3, it wraps up the stories for all the characters. It tells you what's happening to them now and what they do with the situation that they're in at the end of the movie. Shenmue 2 reminds you for 2 hours, did you know that we have quick time events? By the way, if you fall into the water, that's not good because the current is really strong. Oh, you fell into the water? Now your pants are wet. Do it again.
You can't just step out of it now. Now you drown.
Alright.
Basically.
I think I've made my peace with Shenmue 2 now. I mean, I haven't, but I've ranted enough about it.
Yeah, fair.
Hey,
fair.
Tifa.
But we all know that's not going to happen to Higurashi.
Just don't fall into water. That's the plan.
Or that.
You know what never falls into the water and always nails the quick time events? Tifa's recaps. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 5, Meakashi, also known as Higurashi When They Cry, Kai.
The last time we played Higurashi, as you might remember, we killed Rika off and invited Satoko then to come to our house.
Satoko True, we invited her because she was like, is Rika with you? No, she is. Yeah, she is. She's having dinner at my place because I made too much. Yeah.
Basically, so we invite Satoko over and we then have a cut to... Wait, what actually came straight after? We were meeting up with Keiichi and Reina. And Keiichi has a bad feeling about what has happened.
After the call with Reina, the scene just ends and it's the next day.
Yeah. Then we meet up with Keiichi and Reina before going to school. And Keiichi has a bad feeling that something has happened to Rika.
Because she's missing. And so is Satoko.
Yeah, but they don't know that. He just has a bad feeling about it. So Reina goes like, oh no, this might be a joke. But if it is, don't be bad. So we go to Rika.
Don't be bad.
Don't be mad.
It's a joke. Don't be bad. That's what I think to myself every time I open my mouth.
So we go to Rika and Satoko's place together with, I don't know, adult supervision, I guess. And
People
find out no
looking
one is there.
For the kids.
No one is there. They are indeed missing. No one has actually seen them. So we start a search party to find out what the heck happened to them.
While Keiichi is looking for the little ones, he is climbing the secondary roof kind of thing to try to get a better view up the ladder. Then he mentions Satoshi because it just happens. Shion downstairs gets mad, does the demon face. Eventually adults show up, nothing bad happens. Welcome in, Yugi. Welcome to the recap. Happy Wednesday.
Yes,
how are you doing? So we climb down again, we all get together. Oh no, we can't find them, what a shame. Oh well.
So search party gets started. Ooishi also shows up to ask questions. Obviously no one has heard or seen them. Their bikes are also missing. Nothing really comes out of it. At some point we break off the search. Shion goes home and there is Satoko.
Yeah.
Tied up in our king dungeon where we brutally torture and murder her eventually. To get revenge on everything that has happened at Satoshi. Towards the end, when Satoko dies and had a really strong front of being strong for Satoshi, believing that he'll come back, she'll be dependent, he doesn't need to take care of her anymore. She basically dies with that in mind.
She dies smiling because she kept her promise that she made to Satoshi to not cry anymore, to show him that she is independent and he doesn't have to suffer because of her anymore. And after killing her,
Shion starts to feel bad basically, because she imagines Satoko and Satoshi meeting up after death and basically leaving her behind.
Yeah, because Shion suddenly remembers something. Her last conversation with Satoshi where he went, hey, can you take care of my sister? Not just tonight, but forever?
So
she
yeah,
didn't.
we
Not
ignored
even once.
Keiichi's lost
Not for 1 second. She did any of that.
Big oopsie, yeah. We realized a little bit late.
Big oopsie, I betrayed everything my beloved one that I'm doing all of this for, allegedly, stood for. Yes, I betrayed all the values of a person I say I love the most, yeah.
But it's Shion, so she's gonna live and get over it. Because the next day, or even the same night, I'm not fully sure, we call Keiichi.
Same night.
Was it the same night?
Yeah. Afterwards. Because Shion got bored.
Basically, so like I said, we got over it quite fast. We called
The demon
Keiichi.
took over. It's not that Shion got bored and that she just did whatever. The demon took over. We're at a part in the story where Shion fully realizes, I'm not human anymore. But I'm a demon, so I also don't care about human feelings. Like I have them, but do I really? Like no. Let the demon take the wheel from here. It's fine, whatever.
Basically. We talk a bit more about Satoko's disappearance, that her family is cursed and that they all deserve it, blah blah blah. We talk about the mayor's disappearance as well, that he also deserves it because of the whole lock thing and they're all in it.
No, different. We're having the conversation from chapter 2 where Keiichi has already spoken to Ooishi and assumes that Mion or Shion did these things, but he doesn't know yet, he's leading up to it. Now we're seeing it from Shion's perspective, and yes, Shion thinks about these things while Keiichi is prattling on like, oh, I have to ask you a question, because he's stumbling his way into getting her to confess that she did something. And again, it ends with her just cackling like a maniac and hanging up and goes like, yeah, you finally found out. When are they gonna be here? Is the police gonna be here? I'm gonna kill as many people as I can. They're not gonna take me easily. If he's dumb enough to come by himself, I'm gonna eat him for breakfast. Like she's getting, the demon part of her is really getting into it.
True, he started questioning her about the mayor and when she spoke to him, when that couldn't have been because that was around the time he disappeared.
Because he had hemorrhoids.
It basically moves to the scene where Shion is at home and the doorbell rings and she goes like, oh, it took him long enough, because in the meantime, in chapter 2, Keiichi had the whole operation planned with Reina and Ooishi that
he was being briefed.
That they would go to their place, try to catch them in the moment, blah 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 blah. And now Reina and Keiichi have rung the doorbell, and that's where we are.
Did we get over to the doorbell?
Yeah.
Okay.
We ended at the moment where she went like, hey, they're finally here.
Alright. People are gonna die tonight. Again. All the women who independent, all the mamas who crawl dollars. Higurashi, didn't know you could get down like this. I think that's Beyonce lyrics, but I am not sure. Everything except for the Higurashi part.
None of it rings a bell.
I think it's Destiny's Child Independent Woman Part 1. Okay, fair enough, but who are the other two people who were in Destiny's Child? Because I don't remember their names. I'm sorry. I know 2 Destiny's Child songs. Waterfalls, and that's it.
Well, I can't say a single song name.
That one.
But the moment you hear one, you probably know it. I mean, they were big enough in the 90s.
I do remember this song and Waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Oh, see, I know that one too, but I don't know the name of the song.
Michelle redacted. I thank you for educating me. That's TLC. Well, clearly I just proved my point. Thank you. Thank you.
You know more songs.
Yeah, but that's a different band. It's not songs, that's a completely different band.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. See?
I don't know most songs anyway.
And I thought they both immediately went into all caps. I mean,
I think the band's name is probably TLC, but in caps.
But I could feel Skinner getting triggered, like, that's TLC! I could feel the energy coming through the internet at my face. I deserve that one.
Well... Are you ready to
when you accidentally kill your crush's little sister?
Samurashi?
Yeah, I know, right? Who hasn't done that accidentally at some point, right?
I hate it when it happens.
Yeah.
That's why I started looking for someone with who's an only child.
With no news?
Who's an only child.
Oh, okay. You know Survivor by Destiny's Child? Was it Destiny's Child? Then I do, yeah. We shouldn't continue because I have a feeling Jay-Z and Beyonce are gonna bust through the wall and sue us for royalties. Gotta have money to make money. Are you ready, Tifa?
I am ready. That's only Nintendo strategy.
No, what's a little lawsuit? Lisa Left Eye Lopez didn't die in 2002 for you to mistake Waterfalls for Destiny's Child song. Sorry? I guess I like both of them? I don't know. Here we go, people.
See? It's exactly that line.
That was the tightest recap we've done in a long time.
I know, right?
If only you could keep that up. That would be nice.
Excuse me?
If you were reliably good at this.
Usually you put in all the extra unnecessary details for a recap.
Yeah, and you forget half of them.
Yeah, because they're not necessary for a recap. That's the whole thing about a recap. You only take like the most important bits and that's it.
Ding dong.
It took them a long time to come for me. I had to wait until the following morning. I opened the gate without checking who was ringing the doorbell. I didn't even care who it was.
I just want to kill people.
If it was the police, that'd be fine with me. If it was Keiichi, could he defeat me? Keiichi and Reina were there. Well, this is unusual. Aren't you two going to school? We stayed home today. Keiichi is one thing, but you too, Reina? You two are such troublemakers. I laughed. Well, let's not just stand here. Come on in. I didn't think Reina would come. I thought it would be either the police or Keiichi alone.
Bringing the police along would have made more sense, but yeah, there were reasons why that wasn't an option.
Yeah, in the end it's their fault Keiichi also gets tortured.
Yes. Yes.
Imagine sending two little kids
Yes.
to the house of what you suspect is a serial killer.
Yes. Like this whole thing, Ooishi went like, yeah, no, we don't have like jurisdiction or whatever, or we can't go in there because of this and that. You are the reason why whatever is happening next is happening. Like, oh, maybe not Ooishi himself, but the bureaucracy that created this scenario where they go, yeah, we can't exactly go in there. Like, oh well.
I'll try tricking Keiichi into coming with me to the underground storehouse. Reina, why don't you try to figure out what I'm attempting to do and stop me? You too, Keiichi. If you figured out I was Shion, why don't you try to figure out the rest? I will act like a demon. I will struggle until the very last moment. So don't hold back. Please don't hesitate to kill a filthy demon like me.
How do you trick somebody into following you into your torture dungeon?
You want to show them something. It's your secret man cave where you hide all of your manga, I don't know.
Ah yes, because everybody knows that you should store books in dark, musky basements. That's really good for the paper.
That's where you hide all the smut.
I didn't expect that word out of your mouth.
Why? Smut is a category.
Yes, but still, I expected you to just go with a usual word like porn, not to go like smut.
Yeah, but smut is the official category.
My ecchi collection is down there, my hentais.
Exactly.
I got Switch of Smash Bros down there. I'm in.
I wouldn't go down for that.
If you now tell me you also have pizza, I'm in.
Can I have that Switch, Psycho? Why don't you let Jack play with it?
Wow, Psycho. Yes. Mion, first, I have something to apologize for.
You do? What for?
Well, on the night of Watanagashi, the ritual storehouse behind the shrine, I went in there.
I didn't expect us to start with an apology.
Oh my god, they have this entire drawn-out conversation where Keiichi is being like, oh, but Mion is my best friend. Maybe I can appeal to her humanity and all of this crap. I'm looking forward to Shion internally like dying, like, dude, just stop talking. Just pull out a gun and shoot me or something.
Okay, so he admitted his sin of entering the ritual storehouse. I guess that was manly of him. I don't even care if the storehouse is forbidden anymore, whatever. That rule came from those who believed it was even a sacred place at all.
Mion, you called Rika-chan and Satoko the day before last, didn't you?
don't remember doing so. If you have a reason to think so, could you let me hear it? It was evening, before dinner time. Rika-chan should have come here, bringing a bottle of soy sauce, to have you share some with her. Reina spoke with confidence.
That picture does not portray confidence.
It never does with Reina.
Neither does it in the original art.
Even though she has a pose where she's a bit more intimidating or looks a bit
assertive.
more intimidating. Yeah. But that's more her mad pose.
Usually it leads to that, yeah.
She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. Gouge? Gauge.
It's not a Dutch word. I'm trying, people. I'm trying. But it's still gauge. I know it's one of those English words, but...
Gauge makes sense. But for fine, gauge. I seriously always thought it was gauge.
We've had this exact conversation just since we started streaming, I want to say 60 times already.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we did.
This word has not come up 60 times already.
It does regularly.
It definitely didn't.
Yeah, it's actually quite commonly used. Like, I'm trying to gauge the situation right now.
I don't think so.
Gogge hype.
Hoge hype.
I feel like that's a Spanish first name.
Hoge?
Yeah.
She wasn't even trying to What was it again?
Gauge.
Gauge. She wasn't even trying to gauge my reaction. She was simply telling me the truth.
Thank you.
That cleverness was very pleasant to see. Why do you think that? It's not hard to understand. Mi-chan, you saw it too, didn't you? Rika-chan's room. There was a chilled tofu, but no soy sauce. Plus, the big bottle of soy sauce that should have been under the sink was nowhere to be found. What? Is that why she would have come here?
Yeah, you kind of invited the whole village to do that, so...
Reina sure is sharp. I tried to beat around the bush, but she was confident in her conclusions. She was cornering me. She was doing such a great job too, it really put me at ease. Okay, Demon. Reina knows what she's talking about. What kind of excuse are you going to come up with now? It's a long explanation, so I'll get to the point. The contents of that refrigerator provided a vivid account of what you said over the phone when you lured her out. There it is. This game is over.
And that's a wrap, people. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into Chapter 5 of Higurashi. To be fair, this whole deduction, while logically coherent, was still kinda insane to write. Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's pretty Ace Attorney.
That still takes a lot of thinking about it.
Yes. This whole chapter is being carried hard by Reina, being really good at, like, taking in her surroundings and, like, figuring these things out.
It shows that Reina spends a lot of time on Reddit.
I don't think that existed in 1986.
There's an entire subreddit where you can post a picture of the content of your fridge and people have to say what that says about you.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
And then people go like, okay, you have this in there, you have this and this, your personality is like this, your family is like this, you earn this amount of money, you do this kind of job.
You live in this place in the world.
And there's a lot of people who are so good at it. Like, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this person is organized, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably from America, because there's eggs in the fridge.
That's an American thing.
All of the eggs are individually taken out and put in, which means stay at home mom, because nobody has the time to take out the eggs individually.
British people also, you put your eggs into the fridge. Why? Okay, I mean, if you do that, then you do that, but in Germany and the Netherlands, usually you don't. Just saying.
In the UK even, you don't have to. Some people just do it. I put the whole box in the fridge. Yeah, because you don't have time to take them out individually.
It's just smarter.
You might just put them in the fridge for whatever reason you have.
Assuming you have a space, of course. Then just putting in the whole box is just more convenient. Like, I want my eggs in the fridge, so I just put the box in there. Like, makes sense. Love psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
Welcome.
But that subreddit, even though it seems kind of boring and odd maybe, is really interesting. Especially when you have someone with this huge post about what it says about this person who posted the picture and then just like nails it. It is so interesting.
I feel like it's a little bit like when you sit at a cafe or somewhere and you just watch people. Like you just watch somebody come in, they look around, maybe they order something, and you don't even know them, but you have like a story about them in your head. Like, oh, somebody is coming in, they're like sharply dressed, business suit, they're ordering a certain type of drink, maybe just like a flat white or something. Oh, they have like documents with them. They're probably just grabbing a quick coffee on the go. They're between meetings based on the look. Like all of these like scenarios that pop up in your head.
It's interesting.
I crack when I try to boil them. Turns out it's because they are cooled before.
Really?
Really? Okay.
I never have that. Sometimes my egg cracks, but I know that's because I put too much water in and then the egg goes plip, 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 plip before it's fully boiled and it cracks itself.
I think it's because you heat it up too fast. Because it doesn't happen with me when I turn it onto a lower setting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It happens when I put too much water in.
So your eggs vibrate too hard.
Yeah. It then cracks itself.
What an issue. American eggs have to go into the fridge because of where they're prepared. I don't remember the ins and outs. At the grocery store, theirs are in the chilled aisle, ours are just out of the shelf. Same here. But to be honest, I think most people over there put them in the fridge too. Our fridges also have egg holders in the door. Same over here, people just don't use them.
I'm guessing because most fridges are built in such a way that it is sold exported everywhere and sold everywhere. And as you can see, many people put their eggs in the fridge, you just don't have to. I believe in America you have to because the outer layer is like scrubbed off, which means your eggs go bad faster. I have no idea. There's something in that process.
Look it up. You can find all of these explanations online. We're not a source of information.
But anyway, that Reddit subforum, I forgot what the actual name is. Subreddit is really interesting.
You can gather so much knowledge about someone just from their word choices, behaviors, and belongings. Yes, 100%.
For real.
Like, do they take their baby, like baby, and put it in a stroller and then just put it outside in the snow? They're most likely Scandinavian.
Fair.
If you're not used to that, you'll probably freak out like, this is abuse, why are they doing that to a baby? Because over there, culturally, that's just what you do to improve their immune system.
He's saying that because we were shocked at that once. Yes. We were having burritos at our favorite place. It was middle of winter. It was also super cold. It was like snowing. It was -10. It was windy as fuck. The weather was just horrible, but we had to do some shopping in that area, so we decided might as well eat there. And then this couple comes in.
And they leave their kid outside.
And they left their kid outside, but they placed it at the window next to the table that they were sitting in so that they could still like wave at the baby and stuff. And it was just like the weirdest shit ever.
I was this close to calling the cops because I thought like this isn't normal, right? Like this is weird.
It was seriously -10 and snowing. And this baby is just happily sitting outside. Even fell asleep at some point.
Yeah, which again, you know, to me that's crazy. Like I don't know if it's good, but
turns out the immune system.
Turns out there are places in the world where everybody does this. So like, okay, I haven't seen it before, but
so yeah, Reina.
Food.
Oh, no, not food, Reina.
Yeah, but we got here because of the food deduction by Reina.
What? I was right about you. I don't like you. You really are just too sharp. Shion is so obtuse that she never even recognized this side of you.
What?
That's... I had no idea I had such an incredible detective right next to me the whole time. I can't believe you'd figure out everything down to the phone conversation just from what was inside the fridge. You've got me there. You've got me. I laughed like crazy. I laughed because I was having so much fun. I sensed the poison inside of my stomach dissipating. was gonna say dissipating.
What?
Dissipating. I sensed the poison inside of my stomach dissipating and felt free and refreshed.
I love it when the friends of my twin sister figure out that I'm a heinous murderer.
It's like this burden that comes off of your shoulders.
Yeah, I guess. But I thought you were gonna give me some squishes. Like, I never change.
Why would I randomly do that?
Because I'm cute.
Yeah, sure. So precious.
But not cute enough for squishes. I'll work on my cuteness. Mion, the police have suspected you for a long time now. Ooishi-san's officers have had the house under observation so that they could break in at any time.
Kei-chan was threatening me. He was telling me I couldn't run or resist, so I should just surrender and accept my fate. You aren't doing that intensely enough, Kei-chan. Shouldn't you grab my collar and knock me to the ground? Today is the day I'm prepared to die. After that, they went easy. Because they just wanted to know the reason why Mion committed such crimes. You're all being too lenient about this.
Thank you! We even argued about that back in chapter 2. That Keiichi's like, oh, but she's my best friend. She's a murderer. She killed at least 2 of your friends.
Why did you kill my other best friend?
And you're sitting here like, but she's my best friend, Mion. She wouldn't do this. Like, are you brain dead?
I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. Are you saying that if you can understand the reasoning, murder is okay? That's exactly how it works though. We've had this conversation so often.
Yeah.
The moment you hear, oh, this person killed random person A, it's like, oh, that's horrible and this person is so bad. But the moment they make a movie or a series about this dude's entire life story, and then you learn he snaps and kills random person A, it's like, oh, I get it.
It's not okay, but it becomes understandable, maybe.
Then you start feeling bad for the guy, or for the murderer, or for whoever it is.
Yeah, but the important part is to not forget the fact that they murdered somebody. Like, I can feel bad for you for having all of these things happen to you, and I can still disagree with you killing people. Like, I'm capable of both. I cannot just feel bad for one person at a time.
Yeah, but you still won't condemn them the same way.
Yeah, I will.
Not as harshly, that's the whole thing.
Murder is above the hot crazy line. Yes, it's outside of a frame of reference. It's an instant knockout.
How much above?
Out. But if she's really hot though?
Yeah, like if it's on the line and she is like a 12 out of 10.
What if the hotness is outside of the scale too, you know?
Like, do you move the line?
Doesn't it scale? Like...
Can I still fix her? Also, I'm getting really warm. Give me a second.
She just... Bye, Tifa. I will wait for Tifa to return back into the stream.
I'm not sure if I flipped it to maximum.
We're gonna learn one way or another, Tifa.
Yeah, I feel myself heat up.
Also, you know, nobody cares if Tifa quickly turns on or off the heating, right? You were sitting perfectly. But I get mad because when the placement is wrong and then I need to look at this adorable girl. I need to refocus the camera. Can't a bad bitch get a pass?
I know, right?
Life's simply unfair. What can I say?
There was an article about that a while ago too that blew up. It was about this Mexican serial killer which got arrested.
I think she was from Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela,
South America,
also
doesn't matter what.
Kind of blew up on Reddit as well a couple months ago.
I know the story.
Everyone was like, I can fix her. Just release her.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Do we need to put her away for life though? Because, you know?
After 2 years, she had her lesson.
Yeah. Don't you think she's been punished enough? Like, no.
Like, look at her. She looks so sad. She had enough.
It's absolutely disgusting.
When did Ranger get arrested?
Not the same person. She can do some public service.
Yeah, exactly.
Just pay humanity back. Oh look, she picked up a cigarette on the ground. I mean, she licked it there, but she picked it up. She's guilt-free now. She's basically innocent.
Can't do crime when you're hot.
Exactly. It's okay if you're hot enough.
That's what I'm saying, the line moves.
Not what I had in mind, but okay. See? Exactly, you are willing to agree with it. And that's why I can never commit a crime. Just not hot enough.
You can get away with everything. Except for that. A demon is a demon. A murderer is a murderer. Whether their motive is to have fun, to live, or to take revenge makes no difference. Why do you even want to know that? Why don't you just tackle me and take me to the police? Look, there. The demon is trying to deceive you.
It's trying to what exactly?
Deceive you.
To receive you. Come here, Keiichi.
It's a pleasure to meet you both. I am the successor of the Sonozaki family, Mion. Welcome to the Sonozaki family's house today.
And now we know this has layers. It isn't that Mion is standing in this room and our friend Mion has now become Mion, the successor of the Sonozaki family, but this is Shion being Mion once again and letting go of herself, becoming the demon of the Sonozaki family. Not that it matters to them, but I feel like there's a difference. Tifa's not impressed.
I'd like to greet you on behalf of our leader, Oreo. You seem to want to ask various questions. I'd like to answer everything as clearly as possible. I then told them about the strange events that led to Onigafuchi village becoming Hinamizawa, which Takano-san had told me about before. About half of it was the truth, but the other half was completely made up.
Me at work. No, it's like this, and because of that. Please don't ask questions.
I just made it sound like it was only natural that their best friend committed such a gruesome crime. Keiichi and Reina were both overwhelmed by the history of Onigafuchi village, which was swallowed by this gloomy fate. Oh well, I guess I made it sound interesting enough. I'm sure they enjoyed hearing me tell the story.
I can't with her, like, yeah, whatever, I don't care anymore. Okay, yeah, are we done now?
But you know, I'm the one who committed the incidents that happened in the present time. What was the point in listening to those old folktales? Are you thinking it will make your best friend's crime easier to swallow? You're just trying to satisfy yourselves. I'm a demon. I'm a murderer. I have sinned. These old folktales have nothing to do with the crimes I've committed. The way those two listened to me so intensely almost made it fun. I told them that people used to make canned human meat and conducted gruesome research during the war. Those were things Takano-san told me. Hey, you two. Haven't you realized yet? Haven't you realized that what I'm talking about has nothing to do with what we're dealing with right now?
This feels so disrespectful. Because she has a point.
Yeah, but you would listen. Why would you interrupt someone who started talking when you want answers from them?
Yes, because in chapter 2, we were glued to the screen like, oh my god, all of this horrible shit happened here. What does this have to do with what's happening? Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be important at some point, right?
I mean, fair, we also just listened to it without interrupting.
And here Sheena's like, I'm just making shit up. Like, I'm just talking at you right now. Like,
Fair.
reverse talk no jutsu. Yes!
You both look so serious. You two are such fools. So that Hinamizawa village might once more be like Onigafuchi village. So that we may again be a sacred existence worthy of worship. That's the mission of those who inherit the demon of the Sonozaki main family.
Malevolent yap. That needs to be the name of a special move. Those who inherit the demon.
For generations, the Sonozaki family has had a custom of including the character for demon in the names of its successors. If you write out my name on your hand, it should appear plain as day. Keiichi tried to write Mion on his palm.
Oh, she's right. The character for demon is in there.
Not only in my name either. The demon is engraved on my body as well. I stood up and made to show my bare back. Of course I don't actually have a tattoo there.
Yeah, what about that?
What do you mean, what about that? Mion is the one that got the tattoo, remember?
Yeah. Oh my god.
She was bluffing.
They stop her before she shows it. Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh.
We had a whole argument back then in the chapter whether there is actually a tattoo on her back or not. Turns out there isn't. Now we know.
Surely things are going only better for Shmion. Welcome in Dark Lord.
Surely.
The answer is no. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? Psych!
It's okay, Michan. You don't need to show us, okay? Thank you. I laughed a little. They must really believe that I'm their best friend, Mion. My goodness, the demon has won already. They were doing so well at the beginning too. I eventually sat back down after I finished telling my made-up tearjerker stories. It's your loss if you all shed any tears now.
Imagine her in preparation to them coming over, like yesterday evening in-game. She got like a set of mirrors and a Sharpie and started drawing a dragon on her back, just in case they do want to see it.
I don't get why she didn't just still get the tattoo.
Yeah, true. That would have... I mean, I have a feeling there's only one place that does these tattoos.
Why?
Because it's like a Yakuza thing.
I have a feeling if you just pay them, they will do it.
Nah, I feel like certain members of the S group are a bit more stickler for the rules. Like, I'm pretty sure the person who tattoos them is like the one guy. Like, he's also the one that tattoos the other gang members, and nobody else is allowed to.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop her from going to another artist in another city. Is what I'm saying.
They showed it in the manga, but usually not ever directly. It's always Shion thinking about it or cover art. That makes sense.
Fair enough.
I didn't get that doll either. We're gonna get that. Nah, you can't tattoo gang signs on you if you don't belong to it. You can, but you really shouldn't. Also, good luck finding somebody who's willing to do that to you. And like again, I've never been in a gang, but I'm pretty sure the only people willing to do that are the people who are in on it.
Back then, maybe, yeah, fair.
Even today, I don't think you can just go to a random tattoo artist and go like, hey, I googled this gang sign. Can you put that on my ass cheek?
Yes, you can. Tattoo artists don't really ask questions. And if they do, it might be a moral thing, but they'll do it.
I think they should.
Why do you think you still have so many people with swastikas walking around tattooed on them?
I love the fact that
same
Tifa
thing.
is so innocent she can't even say the word properly.
Yeah, but it's the same thing.
No.
I don't do gang signs, but I do other things. Which oppressor would you like?
Okay, listen to me. I have a hot take. If you're willing to put a swastika on another person, you are part of a problem. It's not
same with gang signs.
Exactly.
Most people won't probably even know that it's a gang sign. I wouldn't know. I would just do it on you.
Fair. I have a hair hanging into my eye. If you show me a random picture of like a fish, and I don't know that this is part of a scale gang, like this like little gang in like upper Norway that skins people alive like fishes. Yeah, I'll tattoo a freaking fish on you. It looks kind of cute. I'll do it. Just give me the money. But if you come to me and you show me a known gang sign, I don't think the average tattoo artist who realizes what this is will be like, yeah, sure, I'm cool with that.
I'm quite sure they would.
Nah.
Especially if you believe this person might be part of a dangerous gang, you would.
Yeah. Also, it's not exactly a gang sign. Yeah, it's bigger than that. It's except for the not very few, I don't know the amount, except for the people from like certain, I believe, Asian cultures where that, usually the other way around, is a sign for like luck. Everybody else in the world understands. That weird thing is not good. It's not good. I'm not gonna touch this. Most people know that, because it's a hate symbol, yes. Also happens that in Japan, getting tattoos usually is a direct indicator that you're a Yakuza. It will get you kicked out of a bathhouse. It's highly stigmatized to have any tattoos. Plus all of these cultural differences here. Yes.
It is definitely getting better, but it is still a big thing, yeah. I don't get tattoos in case I want to visit a Japanese bathhouse, no other reason. Well, you will be happy to learn, Psycho, that there are still plenty of bathhouses you can go into. But there are some that will not allow it, yes. Which are the more traditional ones. Also not really aimed for tourists, or tourists don't usually visit.
Okay, but tattoos are sexy. Again, Yugi coming in with hotness over anything else, and you have a point.
Don't need any more.
That's why I scored a baddie with tattoos, even though I don't have any. Just saying. Usually it's nowadays like, as long as it's not a back tattoo. Do you have a back tattoo? No, it's on the side. You have multiple, but not on the back. It
does not reach the back, no.
Definitely have a hard time with Shenron on my arm. I mean...
I think that will probably be acceptable.
They will probably make an exception because, oh, Dragon Ball, cool. Good.
And the typical Yakuza tattoos are also different, I want to say. Like there are this entire sleeves, they have the t-shirt cuts, they go over your back, your legs.
I want to say Shenlong, whatever, from like Dragon Ball, that dragon is more widely known, so most people, not everybody of course, but most people wouldn't mistake you for a Yakuza because you have a dragon tattoo on your body. Just saying. I feel like Dragon Ball is relatively mainstream by now.
But yeah, in general, you're probably looked down upon a bit more, yeah.
Yeah. How dare you do to your body what you want to do to your body? I will secretly judge you. I mean, that's not secret. I don't care. Do what you want. It only works if you can say as you wish deep enough. You probably can.
Don't know, man. Some of the older folk might not let me into their bathhouse. I had several colleagues who went to Japan in the past 2 years who have quite a bit more tattoos than you and I do, and they have been able to visit bathhouses and even go to like several of them. But there will definitely be a couple that will not want you. But it's not impossible, is what I'm saying.
Yes. But this situation is...
I looked at Keiichi. He wasn't crying, but he was overcome by emotion. Can you move the mouse? Please. Yeah.
You're my mouse.
Thank you. I looked at Reina. See, this is the look.
This is determination.
Yeah. Surprisingly, she still maintained an aggressive look, showing me her will to fight. But, Rika-chan and Satoko-chan, you killed them, didn't you, Mi-chan? You're good, Reina. You know what I just told you isn't an excuse for murder. You usually act like such a goofball, but that's not how you really are. You sure are something. You're far sharper than Shion. I'm not saying it's okay if you killed other people. Regardless, Mi-chan. You killed Rika-chan and Satoko-chan. I'm not trying to justify what I've done. I have a demon inside of me. The demon is in my name, in my body, and also in my soul. The demon wasn't the one who killed them. I did. Mian Sonozaki did. Rika-chan and Satoko died because Mian wanted them dead. That will never change. You're right, Reina. Come on, Reina. Try to figure out who I really am. You still believe Shion, my victim, is the real culprit. Poor Shion. I'm making Reina believe that you're responsible. That was it for Reina, though. She couldn't figure out I was Mion. Please, turn yourself in.
It's funny because they do call her Mion, but like, you know, it's...
Yeah, but they know...
Not properly.
We know what you mean.
That was a real dick move, killing especially our... That's where I draw the line. I knew their last names.
This broke some kind of girl code. Or friend code.
Chicks before dicks.
Keiichi.
It makes sense. It
Yes,
rhymes.
We
Welcome in,
Higurashi. Yes, we are.
Happy Wednesday. How you doing?
What he said. Reina spoke to Mion. We'll go with you. We'll never leave a friend by herself. Crying children and Reina are the only things I can't beat.
Oh my god, now that line makes more sense.
Why? She has beaten crying children.
She got defeated by Satoko.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I mean, she killed her, but she didn't beat her.
Yeah.
In a battle of convictions, from her perspective, Satoko won.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Oh, damn.
Didn't even think about that. Too bad, Reina. I've won. I'm well aware of how serious my own crimes are. Even if they accept me turning myself in, I'll probably never be able to come back here. So, I'd like you to hear one last selfish request.
I'm sorry, we don't negotiate with terrorists.
What is it? 30 minutes is fine. Just let me have some time alone with Kei-chan.
Eh?
Keiichi looked startled to suddenly hear his name. You're so insensitive, Keiichi. That's what made my sister cry. Keiichi-kun? Is that okay with you? No, it is not.
What?
No.
Everybody, this is a PSA. I feel at this point we're equipped to be doing these things. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you and a friend of yours are talking to who you believe another friend of yours, and they tell you, I killed two of our friends, and you know the police is waiting outside, and they ask you, can you give me 30 minutes alone with you? Just follow me down this path. The answer is no. This is the epitome of stranger danger. And also the stranger, it's who you thought to be your friend, but the same concept applies.
Yeah, but
Call for help.
Mion is my best friend. It's not just any friend.
Chapter 2, Keiichi is the stupidest person in the entirety of Higurashi so far. Chapter 2/chapter 5, Keiichi.
Keiichi-kun, is that okay with you? If you don't want to, then I won't make you. She's right. It's okay if you don't want to. After all, I'm a demon. And Kei-chan is a bona fide human who moved here from somewhere else. For us to be compatible, as long as Oyashiro-sama doesn't exist to mediate, it simply isn't possible. Keiichi hesitated a little. Come on, Kei-chan, condemn me. Condemn me and tell me you'd never go. I'll show you my smut collection.
You're not wrong, yeah. I try to view this as a cautionary tale, if anything. Yeah, this is why the crazy to hotness scale exists. Sure. It's fine.
Thank you. Fool. I'd like to thank you too, Keiichi-kun. Reina stood up. As promised, she made to leave. It's fine, Reina. You can wait right here. I just want to go around the garden with Kei-chan. If you're bored, you can go to my room. You can read any manga you like. And if there are any volumes you want, you might as well take them. I don't want to. Mi-chan's books belong to Mi-chan.
She's so sweet.
Reina couldn't bring them back home with her so freely. You're such a good kid, only at times like this. I took Reina's head and rubbed it like Satoshi-kun used to do to me. Okay, let's go. Kei-chan?
Dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die.
The game was over. Too bad, Reina. At least this was more fun than if Kei-chan came alone. If he did, he could have asked me to run away with him after hearing my stories. Reina's eyes were like those of a judge. In those eyes I sensed both affection and observance. I said 30 minutes, so she would probably only wait for 30 minutes. If I took even a second longer, she'd call Ooishi. I'm a little disappointed. Reina still thinks I'm Mion. She didn't manage to see through me. I thought someone like her would see the demon in me. Guess I was wrong. Too bad. And then next time, we see this from Reina's perspective, and she's like, "Oh, finally he will die."
Oh God!
It took long enough to get rid of him.
Chapter 8 is Reina somehow traveling through each and every individual story, just completely laying into everybody and how much she hates everything and everyone because she's just better than everybody.
Oh, can Mion get this over with already?
Mm-hmm. And she's a really mean girl.
Keiichi followed me after putting his shoes on. Can I hold your arm? Such a humble request.
I don't mind.
I took Keiichi's arm. It was as warm as Satoshi-kun's. I felt a little bewildered. Do you get kind of nervous with your arm through mine? You're not thinking, for example, that I'd suddenly put you in a world-class joint lock or anything?
You two say the same things. I don't think that. At all.
He was remembering the time when I'd held his arm in town. I think Shion liked you, Keiichi.
And that also works double. Because Shion liked him, at least a little bit. But Shion, who he knew as Mion, liked him. I see.
I told him how my sister felt. Shion was with Satoshi-kun for a long time, but what they had was friendship. They never had anything more than that. That was why she fell in love with Keiichi. If I were in her position, I would have also fallen in love with him. If Shion was able to fall in love with him, then I could fall in love with him too. Keiichi smiled gently. I almost saw Satoshi-kun in that smile.
Is that why she in the end doesn't kill him? Because she starts seeing him in him?
The Keiichi I knew was worthless and superficial. I never realized he could smile like Satoshi-kun.
Mion and Shion, you got along well, didn't you?
Well, I wonder. Keiichi, do you think your right hand and left hand get along?
Huh? My right hand and my left hand? I don't think you could describe them as getting along or not.
That's how our relationship is. You can't measure it by how well we get along. We've been together since we were born. We'd been living in this world as a pair. But I was Mion, and she was Shion. Mion was treated specially, and I insisted on being her. Of course, that was unpleasant for Shion. Deciding to be fair, we switched places all the time. We were probably different from other identical twins. We didn't only like the same things or do things the same way. We even managed to share our knowledge and experiences. When we talked about our experiences, we could share them. As Mion and Shion, we shared everything. That was why each of us was both Mion and Shion at the same time. No, maybe Shion was the only one who thought that way. I was a little different than that. I was simply letting Shion be Mion once in a while. I was Mion, the successor to the Sonozaki family. I was supposed to be treated specially. I always thought that was my privilege. Just like everyone tried to distinguish between Mion and Shion, I also tried to distinguish between us. For example, one of your hands is dominant, so there will always be a better hand. If you only had one oven mitt, you would put it on your dominant hand without thinking, right? I think maybe it was like that for us. That doesn't mean, though, that anyone would be okay with losing their left hand. It's that kind of unexplainable relationship.
I think that maybe you live too close together and just stopped being able to see it, but I think that means you got along really well. I'm an only child, so the day before the festival, I was really jealous of when you and Shion were messing around with each other.
I think you're jealous of something that doesn't exist.
Does it not?
Yes, we twins used to have a lot of fun trading places with each other. But now that we have such distinctly different personalities, our resemblance only gets in the way. As an older sister, I felt I was mean for thinking that way. So as punishment, I became Shion. Who am I? I never had a solid identity in the first place. I was Mion. Then I was Shion. I should have just accepted that. But something has changed. I don't even know if I'm Mion or Shion anymore. Had I really been stupid enough to hope that Reina would figure that out of me?
I hate it when I'm being roped by Reina.
Shion is still alive.
Really?
Keiichi looked into my eyes. I nodded quietly. Yeah. I'd been thinking to give her the most horrible death of all, so I kept her locked up. I never did think of a good way to do it, though. This was a lie. I've already come up with ideas, and I've already begun to execute them. I dumped the hag into the well in front of her. I dumped Kimiyoshi and Rika in there. I even killed Satoko too. And right now I'm plotting to kill Keiichi, who Shion fell in love with. I am a demon. Any such gruesome act is simply pleasure to me. That's when I felt a warm hand rubbing my head. It wasn't Satoshi's hand, but Keiichi's. Keiichi and Satoshi-kun are totally different. Why did Shion fall in love with him? His rough hand didn't make me happy. That he understood my feelings was just my imagination.
Or is it?
I wasn't happy and didn't feel good. It didn't. Come with me. I want you to see all of my sins. Although, Kei-chan, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen. I'm going to commit my final crime. I'm going to let you see it. I'm going to let Shion see it. When I do, are you still going to think I'm your best friend? Poor Shion. Kei-chan is going to die thinking it's you who's killing him. If you want to turn back, now's your chance. I don't know what impression you have of me on Sonozaki, but it will surely change once you go inside.
It'll never change. I'll say it as many times as I need to. Mion Sonozaki is the best friend I could ever have.
You're such a fool.
Thank you for acknowledging it, game.
You don't sound cool at all. I don't understand human feelings because I'm now a demon. But I think I can understand why she loves you. I opened the iron door to the underground storehouse and beckoned Keiichi inside. Come on, Keiichi. This is obviously a trap, don't you see? This basement is transparently suspicious. Don't you think you should run to the police? But Keiichi was reckless. He swallowed and stepped inside. You really are a fool.
Dumb ways to...
We went down the stairs to the basement, and I led him into the torture room. And just as we entered the torture room, suddenly ads appeared.
What?
I was doing a segue for a break.
Yeah, okay. I thank you for telling me because I didn't get it. You remember how my segue earlier was really good?
No.
You brought the average down by a lot. What Tifa is trying to say is now that Keiichi has entered the dungeon, we are going to enter a break. BRB and prepare for the horrors yet to come.
BRB. We'll be back.
You sounded kind of drunk there for a second.
We're back. This is the stream where we talk like this for absolutely no reason.
I'm drunk on torture.
I remember the part with the ads from Watanagashi. See? It's a callback. Alright, let's do this.
Everyone is shocked their first time visiting this room. I used to be that way. Of course, Keiichi looked surprised too. But he was trying not to show it. Obviously, he wanted to express his shock at seeing this horrifying room. But he also knew if he voiced that shock that he would be rejecting his best friend who was trying to confess her sins to him. That's very considerate, by the way.
And I still don't understand this.
So he did everything he could to stifle his surprise.
This is the first time Tifa has pronounced the word stifle appropriately.
I don't think so.
Or properly.
I've said it.
No, you usually say stifle.
No, not always. No, sometimes. What?
Nothing.
According to something a family head from a long time ago wrote, blood splatter has impact despite the fact that it doesn't tax the sacrifice. Watanagashi was meant as a deterrent after all. My ancestors taught up all different kinds of showy torture. That's a space for the audience. Watanagashi is a deterrent after all.
Didn't she just say that twice?
It wouldn't make sense if there were no guests. Keiichi smiled quietly as he listened to me. No matter what cruelty came out of my mouth, he would embrace me. Was this really the superficial Keiichi Maebara I knew?
I feel like we need a chapter to go into why Keiichi was acting like this in chapters 2 and 5. I don't get it. Hormones, man. That's... I
He didn't
think
want to lose his friend.
that's still the most reasonable explanation, because he kinda caught feelings for Shion, who I assume to have actually been Mion. But I don't even know anymore, man. Oh well.
Right here is where I killed everyone. There were no spectators to watch me, but I held a Watanagashi of my own. Well, perhaps there was one spectator.
Huh? A spectator?
Me. I, the demon, was watching the entire time Mion held the ceremony. I started to laugh.
Not to be mean, but teens are teens, yes. And yeah, 100%.
Like it's still you don't want to believe it sort of thing.
Yeah, plus that, I guess. Yeah.
How many hints do you need, Keiichi? When are you going to figure out that I'm not really your best friend? Come on, hurry up. You're running out of time. The game is almost over. This was a game. This was a game of murder. I had killed people, using my revenge for Satoshi-kun as an excuse. The demon was trying to capture Keiichi and kill him before Mion's eyes. But Keiichi had a chance. If he figured out I wasn't his best friend, then he'd win. If not, he was out. When did I come up with that rule? I guess it was sometime today. Or did I come up with it just a minute ago? Since the two of them aren't too bright, I decided to be easy on them, I guess. You are Mion's best friends, right? Don't you believe in her? Have you already made Mion into a murderer within yourselves? Why don't you try to protect the Mion within you? Why don't you try to believe your friend can't be a murderer? If you could believe until the very end, like Satoko did, you would have realized I wasn't Mion, your best friend, but just someone who looks like her. But if you can't, if you still believe that I'm Mion, then you're just like me. I killed the Satoshi-kun within me so easily, and you will do the same. You don't deserve to live. Back there is the prison.
Is Shion there?
You're not going to make it. Once we reach Shion's cell, your time is up. The demon will win.
Shion? Is that Shion?
Kei-chan? Is that you, Kei-chan? Keiichi ran to the cell.
Are you alright, Shion? Are you hurt?
No! 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 Shion screamed. I was standing right behind Keiichi. It was time. My preparations to kill the boy she loved were complete. For her, this was going to be the worst possible torture.
Calm down, Shion. Everything is over now. Everything. Everything is over now.
Keiichi tried to quell Shion's distress by talking to her in a calm voice. It was such a funny sight. Keiichi was the only one who had no idea what was going on. Shion? How have you been? No more. Please. No more. I don't want to see anyone else die. If you hate me, then just kill me already. I'm the one you hate the most, right? Kill me. Kill me right now. Sis!
Calm down, Shion. It's all over now. It's going to be alright. So calm down.
Relax. I won't kill you. No, I won't kill you just yet. It's game over. I gave you enough chances.
And she keeps stalling for some reason.
You cornered me quite well once, but that was it. You couldn't figure out that I'm not your best friend, Mion. You can believe that Mion isn't a murderer. Please, stop. Don't kill Kei-chan. Kei-chan has nothing to do with this, does he? If you're going to kill someone, then kill me right now.
It's funny because this begins to sound a lot like when your sister was trying to plead with you for Satoshi's safety.
I don't want anyone else to die. If you want to die that badly, then after I've killed this man, I'll take my time making mincemeat out of you. In accordance with the ancient rites, I'll do it slowly, starting with your extremities.
With my what?
Oh, extremities.
I hate it when somebody gets to my extremites. It's like termites, but they do sick moves off of like half pipes on their BMXs and skateboards.
There's more letters in there.
The word you were looking for is extremities.
Yeah, extremities. In accordance with the ancient rites, I'll do it slowly, starting with your extremities. I'll shave you down and mince you to bits. I had that mincing machine set up specifically for you, after all. Or would it be funnier if I were to mince up Kei-chan in front of you?
Hey, quit it already! What do you have to gain by scaring her at this point?
No! Kei-chan, run away! Here you are, demon. Go ahead and take my soul. I've been living my life to avenge Satoshi-kun. But that wasn't what he wanted for me. That was just for my own satisfaction. I couldn't even face Satoshi-kun. So I'll bring this to an end in the way I want. The world became a total mess. Satoshi-kun hates me, and I hate myself too. I'm going to complete my revenge. I don't want anyone to sympathize with me. I won't pretend to be some tragic heroine either. I'm going to become a murderer that nobody could sympathize with. So please, grant a suitable final moment to me. A bluish-white flash filled the huge cave.
Bzzzt.
Keiichi fell down like a doll. Shion reached out to him from the other side of the bars. She screamed at me not to kill Keiichi. Go ahead, cry and blame me. Don't even think of offering your forgiveness. I'm the most rotten existence in this world. So please grant me the worst possible ending. Shion begged me desperately to let Keiichi go. I simply abused her, slandered her, and disgraced her. The more Shion suffered, the deeper I'd fall into hell. It wasn't enough. It wasn't even close to deep enough. It wasn't deep enough to compensate for my sins. I dragged Keiichi to the table that I tried to put Satoko on and restrained him on there. Keiichi began to move sluggishly. The stun gun must not have worked too well on him. Can you hear it, Shion? I'm going to get started now. Savor Kei-chan's fresh screams to your heart's content.
Oh, okay. It's another one of those. They added that in the console re-release. Let me save here.
Put on the last page. To make it less confusing?
Nah, this is clearly clear enough. It's even funner. So there's a bad ending and a true ending. The bad ending is much longer than in chapter 4. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with how the game was originally released, so with the true ending. And then, depending on how things go, at some point we might come back and do the other one.
And then I turned around to face Keiichi.
Give it a fucking rest.
Keiichi squeezed out those words. He sounded good. Like he was about to bite me.
He sounds good.
Awake at last, are we? I lied before, you know. About having wanted to give Shion the most miserable death of all, but locking her up because I hadn't thought of a good way yet. That was a lie. I smiled as I laid out the huge nails and hammer specially made for the nail table. I'll let her hear the screams of all those people that died because of her, and after they've soaked into her very soul, then I'll kill her. I've got pretty good taste, huh?
Who are you?
Huh? I'm Mion. Mion Sonozaki. Have you lost your mind from fear?
No, you're not. There's no way you can be Mion Sonozaki.
I stopped moving.
In the moment of truth, he's saying all the right words.
Kei-chan? Shit. I decided the naming game would be over once we reached Shion's cell. Therefore, even if he guessed this time, it would be too late. Oh well. Sure. I'll listen to you. This is your last chance. I see. Then, if I'm not Mion, who am I? Come on, Kei-chan. Guess who I am. Why don't you try and save Mion, the girl who fell in love with you?
A demon. You're not Mion. Mion was just here. Give her back.
Kei-chan, is your brain really doing okay? You're not going crazy with fear?
Don't touch me! You damn demon! Give her back! Give Mion back! My best friend, give Mion back!
I listened to him with a blank expression.
I know it's nonsense to demand Mion's return when she's right in front of me. But this person in front of me can't possibly be Mion. I can't accept that.
That's great. So I'm not Mion or Shion. He doesn't even see me as my sister. No, wait, that's not it. Keiichi protected the Mion in his heart until the end. He didn't accept the fact that Mion was a murderer. And not just that either. He protected the Shion in his heart as well.
He's twice the person you couldn't begin to be, Shmion.
He didn't conclude that if Mion wasn't a murderer, then it must have been Shion. To Keiichi, Shion was someone who always made fun of Mion. But that was it. It wasn't like they'd known each other for a long time. But Keiichi protected her. He protected Shion from being a murderer. That's why I'm a demon and not Mion or Shion, huh? A demon, huh? A demon. That's stupid. But isn't that just right on the money?
She needs a hug, a sandwich, and therapy so bad. Not in that order necessarily, but I want to say those three things mostly.
Comfort food. Kei-chan, are you trying to drown me in my own tears? However, Keiichi didn't back off. He kept screaming. He screamed loudly so that I could hear his voice even when I was stuck inside of a demon.
You can do it, Mion! Don't lose to this piece of shit demon! You're strong! Show me how strong you are!
Surely he isn't talking to me knowing that I'm the real Mion, right? He's just confusing us again. So there's no reason to let my heart be disturbed by Keiichi's screams towards Mion.
Come on, Mion! Mion! Why did you lose to a demon like this? You're not that weak, are you? Don't give up! Fight! Fight!
He's right. I didn't fight back. How did he know? How did he know I didn't fight back? I lost to the demon. After all, I'm weak. I'm not strong enough to defeat the demon.
I really want to see Shion happy eating a sandwich now. Yes,
That would
I
be
hope,
nice.
ultimately, so far in my head canon, I know I'm wrong, but you know, it's inside my head. I'm happy with it. This is all a show that they make. Like the all cast review, that's the truth. Them just coming together, yeah, nice rap party. Like, you really delivered your lines really nicely. That's really cool of you. Yeah, awesome. How do you like the plot of the show we're making so far? I love that idea. I love that idea. It doesn't take anything away from this, but it gives me something, like a little like silver lining to all of this, you know?
The bad ending is where Shion happily eats the sandwich.
After she killed him.
After she
Yeah.
killed him. Even so, Keiichi continued to talk to Mion. His voice had become hoarse and he had begun sobbing. He kept mumbling, Mion, Mion. Kei-chan, this may not be something pleasant to take to the grave with you. But you really seem to want to know, so I'll tell you just one thing. A long time ago, the demon came to live inside me. It was gnawing at my heart, trying to spur me to violence, but I suppressed it with my reason. The demon had become quiet, and I got to thinking it had gone away somewhere. As it turned out, I was wrong. It hadn't left. It was just sleeping inside me. That was the truth. When I learned about Satoshi-kun's disappearance, my weak soul couldn't take the sadness and anger filled me to the brim. But the insanity had stopped there. Time had healed me and embraced me with memories of Satoshi-kun. The demon woke up again due to a certain small opportunity. What do you think that opportunity was? It was such a little thing. This might be strange for me, a demon, to say, but you're the reason that everything got so messed up. A tear rolled down my cheek. At the time, if you had given me that doll you got without hesitation, maybe everything wouldn't have gotten so twisted. You probably can't understand. I wouldn't expect you to. But you see, all sorts of things started falling over like dominoes after that, and soon it was too much for me to control. It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of knocking over the first one since it was so small. But you're the one who set them up. If Kei-chan hadn't done something so insensitive, Shion wouldn't have cried.
Wait. Shion, the demon girl, yeah? The one that's actually Mion. She was being Shion at the time. And Shion is the one that has the bad things happen to her. They explained this multiple times. They split the chore of being Mion and Shion. Mion is the one that the good stuff happens to, Shion is the one that the bad stuff happens to, right? So, Shion living in Okinomiya because she ran away from St. Lucia's, all of this, that's Shion. And Mion was out there living her best life, becoming the empress heiress to the Sonozaki family. But when Keiichi made her sad, he made her Shion because something bad happened to her. And there cannot be two Shions. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
He tipped the balance.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's see if they go that way.
Shion cried and talked to me about it. That had reminded me of Satoshi-kun. You were close. I became jealous of her for having someone she loved so close to her. It was a very small jealousy.
Okay, fuck my idea, it's just jealousy.
It was an interesting take.
That's more palpable though. Yeah. Mine was very poetic in a way. This is down to brass tacks. I can understand this.
But that little feeling woke up the demon who was sleeping deep inside of me. After that, I just let the demon take over. It ate up all of the sadness from my loss of Satoshi-kun and filled my heart with the notion of revenge, even though I knew that wouldn't make Satoshi-kun happy. Then the scary incidents that followed dragged me to hell, from whence there was no escape.
That can't be, can it?
It only makes sense that you wouldn't be aware of it. Even so, Keiichi, you are without a doubt the cause. If you had nonchalantly given me the doll that day, then I don't think this would have happened.
I understand it from her perspective, but this is such a bullshit reason, if you think about it.
There's always a snapping point for anyone.
I get that. And butterfly effect, right? I fully believe that this happens every single day out there. I fully believe that. But it also, I guess, again proves how full of temperament and emotions people can be. Because Shion took it that way. Shion was angry about this. There was no way Keiichi could have known. There is no possible way he could have known. Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. Like, how could he have? He couldn't. He couldn't. But his action caused a reaction in somebody, and that sent a ripple. That caused a reaction from somebody else.
It doesn't even matter if he was aware of it, though.
Yeah, so it's not his fault. I disagree with that. It's not his fault. He did something that caused somebody to feel a certain way, which caused somebody to feel a certain way. Her actions are her own. Her decision is her own. He could not have known. And it's complete horseshit to pin that on him or to even try to go that way. Like, that's not how
it's part of the game. Now we're gonna make him feel horrible and make him feel guilty.
Emotionally, I completely understand this. That's the ugly side of humanity, right? Jealousy, greed. I want these things. I want my sister to be happy, but I also don't want her to do the things I don't have. Because she mentioned something that I lost, now I'm angry. Now I'm pissed. Now this is my problem. Maturity, is learning. That's not how it works. Somebody else's fortunes or misfortunes. Yes, I can feel them. Yes, I can feel empathy. But if I go down this path, I need a hug, I need a sandwich, I need therapy. This is on me. I need to figure this out. No one knew is the thing. But Mion's heartache over Keiichi's actions was like reopening her own sorrow over Satori. Yes. Yeah.
It just had a bigger effect than he would have thought. And also Keiichi is sometimes not the smartest in these situations either.
I like Jack's therapy plan. Yugi, I think
no one ever follows it.
I need a hug and a sandwich. Exactly. I don't think there is a single person who wouldn't benefit from a hug, a sandwich, and therapy.
Maybe a warm cookie.
Maybe in different amounts. Everybody is different. But those three things, they have never hurt anybody. Never. Ever. Is there a thing like allergy to hugs? Tifa has that. She hates hugging me, at least. For reasons I can't explain. Tifa is really bad at hugging. I'm really good, which is such a shame, because my skills are wasted on her.
Hugs are so awkward. And especially if they take longer.
Not if you mean them.
Hey, that is completely fine.
No.
I'm cool with that. But then Jack wants I want a hug. And it's
this is how she hugs me for real. This is not for show. This is how she hugs me for real.
Are we done hugging?
Yeah. After 2 seconds, you can hear her eyes open I'd rather do the laundry or something right now. Yeah. Sends hugs to Jack. Thank you.
Sometimes Jack's
you.
like, I can
Appreciate
hear
it.
your eyes are open.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I need to close my eyes for a hug anyway?
I relate because I despise being touched unless I've given explicit permission. Yugi, same. It took me so long to figure that out. My grandfather, his love language, I guess, was to touch people. And I never had that kind of relationship with my grandfather. Later on, when I became like a whole person and I started to like learn and think for myself, I also realized I just don't like him as a person. Not necessarily. We didn't agree on a lot of things. But ever since I was a little kid, like when we would go visit them or something, he would be like really affectionate and he would like touch my face. And I always hated that. I didn't even realize at that point, I don't like that. But if the right person does it, then it's okay. Because like to me, this is like a very private thing. Same with my personal space. I don't mind sitting on Tifa's lap or the other way around. I could do that all day. But in a different setting, other people, no. Like when the pandemic happened and everybody was like, oh, it's so stupid that I have to stick 6 feet away from people. I'm like, yes, thank you, Lord. The pandemic sucked, don't get me wrong. But everybody giving, like people in general, being more mindful of personal space, yes, thank you. Thank you. So good. Panda's very touching. Has been to a point of tension between us, but we've agreed that he just needs to ask first. Yeah, fair enough. Whatever works for you.
If that works between the two of you, that's fine. I don't hate being touchy and all of that. It's just very awkward.
I'm so happy no one shakes hands anymore. Psycho, I'm happy no one shakes hands in your life anymore. With me, in my work and stuff, they started again.
Yeah, hugs or handshakes. Or like the awkward, like, do we? And then you want to give a hand, the other wants to go in for like the hug, or you both like hug into the same way, and it's just awkward.
The other day, we all had a big meeting together, and a person that everybody except me knew really well dropped by and just walked across. And he came in, and a couple of people were really like happy about this person being there. I knew the person, but I never had a deeper relationship with him other than like hi, stuff like this. And then everybody stood up and gave him a hug. And I'm just standing there like, hello. I felt like in the moment the handshake is the least I could do because I'm not going to hug you. Like hugging somebody, that's a big thing for me. Like you have to be on a certain level for me to want to hug you, for me to want to be hugged by you. Which is why it's so painful when Tifa does it that way.
I just find hugs really awkward. At work, I try to gauge it on the person. Like if I've just met them, no, then we do the awkward handshake.
Then we
maybe.
kiss, and later on, when we know each other really well, then we just shake hands or we do the fist bump.
Yeah, but once you start to know people, you also know what they prefer. Like I now know who wants a hug, who wants a kiss, who just wants a hey.
But I'm not going to hug somebody just because they want to.
Well, I don't really care, so I just adapt.
I do.
Yeah, but I get that. I mean, that's just
I feel flattered that you want to hug me, person, but I may not be at the point where I want to hug you.
No, I'm fine.
That's just a thing for me.
With hugging, but the moment it turns into like this 5-second thing, then it's like...
Then it's not a hug, then it's foreplay. I hate neurotypical socials. I was so happy. Again, the pandemic wasn't great. I know that. We are blessed. We didn't lose anybody. It was just minor inconvenience for us because we're living like this anyway. Like, this is my idea of fun. But when the whole thing, like, no more shaking hands, and people did this awkward, like, as elbow bump kind of thing over here. Did you also have that?
Yeah, or just a fist bump.
The fist got ruled out because, no touching.
Yeah, but that was
the elbow?
And
I was like, how about we just don't touch each other? How about we just use our mouths and say, hello, I'm happy to see you. Done. Yeah, I'll just wave. Thank you, Higurashi, for giving us a moment to talk about these things. Like, why aren't words enough? Some people, everybody is wired differently. Some people really appreciate the sensation of touch. And I understand that. But the same way, they have to understand that I don't want that. You know? It takes two people to tango and
Also,
to greet each other. So.
I also feel like there's different levels. Like when there's a greeting, there's one thing, but you also have the people that are a bit more touchy during a conversation and do like the shoulder thing or like the or like the slap on your leg or like the holding your arm. I'm like, that's fine if you want to do that. Like hold on to my arm. I don't really care. But like I could never. Like the supportive shoulder thing. I tried to do that once to a colleague when his father passed away and I didn't really know how to deal with the situation at that point, and I wanted to support him, and then at some point it was like this awkward like shoulder hand thing. Then he started crying and then we hugged and I don't know what to do.
To be fair, I feel like that situation in particular is different because that's just a shitty situation.
But it's still the awkward, like...
Yeah, but I think the awkwardness doesn't matter. You tried to show your support.
But fair. It's not a social setting. That is fair.
I can handle being pat on the shoulder or something, but it does make me smile.
I just find that so awkward to just randomly go.
We had a new colleague and he was like super touchy. Like he didn't mean anything by it. That's just what he did. And like he kept touching me, and at some point I was like, I'm sorry, I know you're not doing this to like do anything to me, but can you please stop touching me because I just don't like it. Then he apologized, like, yeah, sorry. It's like, I didn't know. It's like, yeah, I didn't tell you. It's fine. But I'm just saying, please don't with me. I just don't like it. And
as long as they respect that after that. I mean, some just automatically go like...
The important part is, you know, sometimes people cross boundaries, even if they don't mean to. When you tell them, hey, please don't do this, I don't like it. And if they don't do it then they're assholes. But sometimes people need to be told. Just like Keiichi needs to be told that he is currently saving a girl from a demon.
We should tell Shion that she can't torture us. You can't torture us if we say no.
Yes, that's exactly how that works. It has always worked.
Was I simply transferring the blame to Keiichi?
Yes, that's what we just talked about. Yes, thank you for maturing now after you killed like 4 people.
Such a tiny thing woke up the demon inside of me. The demon would have woken up eventually. I was at fault.
Truer words have never been spoken.
I didn't fight back. I let the demon live in my soul. And I let the demon possess me.
She needed the XP to level up her maturity. I'm glad she got the eventually, but I would have really liked it if it happened like 5 chapters ago.
Slightly late. Keiichi didn't hide his tears. They were pouring down his cheeks. Maybe he was crying in my place since I'd become a demon and couldn't cry of my own will. Can I start now then?
the dime turns. Oh my god. I hate it, but I love it so much. Like she's maturing. She's finally getting her moment. Like, I did this wrong. This is bad.
Are we done now?
Can you shut the fuck up so I can kill you now? I have a feeling that this is this internal struggle between Shion and Demon Shion.
Well, it's just, I'm not even sure if it's a struggle, it's just passing thoughts. Like, Shion is watching along. I feel like it's sort of a bit of like
an autopilot.
Out-of-body experience where you're just watching the demon do its thing and Shion is just thinking along with it.
Yeah,
I think that's how you gotta view it.
Her body is doing the stuff, like, yeah, I'll just nail things into his body. I hope that Shion, I would assume, because that's what happened in chapter 2, I take it, but that at some point Shion takes the wheel and goes, stop, I'm back in control, this is gone on far too long.
I'm not sure if that's actually what happened in chapter 2 or like self-preservation which made her stop.
Because the police busted in? We're gonna find out.
This method of torture is very simple. I'll nail one of these into the first joint of your left pinky finger. Then I'll nail each one in order until I get to your thumb. And then I'll go back to your pinky and nail one into the joint in the middle. So on until I hammer 50 nails into your left hand. When that's over with, I'll do your right hand next. After that, well, if you're still conscious, I'll tell you. There are a lot of nerves bundled up in your fingertips, so it hurts far more than you could imagine. Some people apparently pass out before you finish hammering 30 nails into their hands, so...
I would argue most people. I once cut my finger like across like this, and sometimes I still feel the heat of the cut. I have like phantom pain in my finger, even though the finger is still there, but I still feel it sometimes. It's a weird sensation.
I put a nail to Keiichi's left pinky. Once I hit it with the huge hammer, it would start.
Crashed 3 of my fingers in my garage door once.
It's like when you accidentally have something stuck in there. Like I've had them stuck in between the window when I accidentally tried to close it.
Same,
or
done
like
that before.
In a car door.
Oh!
Or just any door whatsoever. That's like...
Yeah, that's... So those big ones you pull down. Ah!
It's annoying.
Sorry you had to go through that. Thankfully I found out, yeah. Glad.
That can hurt so much.
Right.
Once I hit it with the huge hammer, it would start and it would be over. I didn't hesitate at all when I was torturing the others, but somehow I do when it's you.
If this will satisfy your demon, Mion, if it will sate the demon, then do to me what you will.
I didn't understand what he just said, so I tried to repeat his words in my head. Are you serious?
Compared to how much I heard, Mion, this is nothing, right? Do as much as you want. In exchange, promise me 2 things. After you're satisfied with causing me pain, forgive Shion. She's been punished enough to make up for a crime of sneaking into the storehouse, hasn't she?
You... After all this, you still care about Shion more than yourself? I am Mion. Mion Sonozaki. So why are my eyes growing so damp when hearing Keiichi show concern for Shion?
The other thing is that when you've had your fill, you disappear. Give that body back to Mion. That's all.
You know, Are you not even considering possibly begging for your life or anything?
Can I ask you to promise 3 things instead of 2? The first is to leave me alive.
You said 2 in the beginning, didn't you? So you can't have any more?
Oh my god, that's also why she goes back to stab him in front of his house.
True, we didn't promise.
Oh my god!
Now that you say it, that could actually very well be the entire reason.
If that's why, that is so dumb. I mean, it makes sense, but oh my god, is it dumb. It's a shame.
Even in this situation, Keiichi and I joked around and laughed. Then I knew. I knew why Shion fell in love with him. He's different from Satoshi-kun, but he's a good guy. I probably won't keep these promises, understand? I'm a demon after all.
I guess there's nothing I can do then.
Keiichi smiled and then closed his eyes. Kei-chan, I'll agree to just the 3rd thing, okay?
Huh?
Your first wish. To save Shion. That's not possible. The demon will kill her.
That's why she throws herself off a balcony.
No, this doesn't make sense. The 3rd wish is that he lives. And she tried to kill him.
The first wish isn't possible because the demon will kill her.
Yeah, but she said the 3rd wish.
No! I'm talking about the line in front of you on the screen, not the other thing. Listen.
Oh. Yeah, you went into this because of what she said.
Yes, but I'm going on about this thing.
What's with this thing then?
She cannot grant the first wish to save Shion because the demon will kill her.
Yeah, what's with it?
That's why she jumps out of the balcony.
We already know that she plans on ending herself. I'm so confused on what you're trying to prove here.
I'm not proving anything. I'm not trying to go against anything.
We already
going
know
with-
that she's gonna kill herself.
Yes, but why?
Because she wants the Sonozaki family to end with her. We had this whole conversation about why she's doing this in the last stream.
Yes, and now she's... You might understand what I'm saying. It's okay if she doesn't.
But you act like it's a surprise.
Carry on.
I'm so confused. It's already been decided, so I can't stop it. So please give up on that. I stroked Keiichi's chin.
At least Keiichi gets chin squitches.
As for your second wish, to give this body back to Mion, that won't happen either. After today, Mion will never come back. From today on, even if my body remains, it will just be a shell. Because the demon has taken it over.
That isn't true. Mion is... Mion! Don't say such sad things like that she will never come back.
Can you hear it? That sound? I'd been hearing a noise. I knew what it had to be.
Bang! Bang!
A dull sound was repeating in a regular rhythm. It was accompanied by a light tremor.
The mother of all Higurashis was stepping into the ring.
People were trying to force open the iron door to the underground storehouse.
Grunt! 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 Lord of the Rings reference.
You're late, so Reina probably called Ooishi. That spaced out girl being so quick thinking was the one thing I didn't anticipate.
I'll agree with you there.
Really? I wonder how much Kei-chan really knows about Reina. Reina Ryugu. I won this time. Reina couldn't figure out who I was until the end.
Or did she?
Or maybe she did.
I basically wrote this story.
Reina didn't seem confused about whether I was Mion or Shion. Perhaps Reina could tell Mion and Shion apart through her sense of smell. She was good at that kind of thing. No way. I'm overestimating her.
Or am I?
I brought out my stun gun so Keiichi could see the sparks. You've probably never seen one before, right? It's a real stun gun. It's illegally modified and its power has been increased quite a bit.
Was that what you hit me with before? That's not a toy children should be playing around with, you know?
You're right.
Grunt!
They must have broken the first door. The path was complicated, but there was no other door except for the one to this torture room. I won't kill you, but I will have you go to sleep for a bit, Kei-chan. Ooishi will be here soon. This will only hurt a bit. Keiichi bit down and smiled bitterly. I paused, hesitating a little. Keiichi opened his eyes to see what was wrong. I'm sorry for disgracing Mion.
I made a promise before coming in here. Whatever happens, the Mion inside my heart won't change.
Look, forget about that. If you ever see me after today, don't come near me. By then it will be the demon that inherited my corpse.
Bzzz.
Keiichi fell unconscious. I locked the door to the torture room. I locked the door to the huge cave too. That should give me some time. Shion, come on out. I opened the cell and told Shion to leave it. She was crying. You asked me to let Kei-chan go, so I did.
But now you have to pay the price.
He's out cold because of the stun gun. The police should be here soon, so they'll set him free. Thank you. Thank you. You still have something more to do. Shion has to escape from here. I took Shion to the cell with the hidden passage. Before that, I'll give Mion back to you. Take those clothes off. We're switching again. Here, the rubber band for your hair.
What?
Shion had no idea what was going on, but she changed her clothes as I ordered her to. Yeah, it was Shion they found in the well, no?
It was one of them.
Yeah, but they thought it so,
Yeah,
probably because of the hair.
But ultimately it could have been Eva because they look identical.
Yeah, but if each should have a specific style of dressing, and you find one in that style in the well, you can try to
Potato.
Gave her the flashlight and she hung it around her neck. You go first. Find the hidden escape route at the bottom of the well. The light from the flashlight wasn't enough to entirely illuminate the way down. Nobody in their right mind would want to descend that well. But Shion obeyed and timidly climbed down the ladder.
Okay, so there is actually a ladder. I remember arguing with Tifa about this a while ago.
True, last week actually. When she had passed entirely below the rim of the well, I brought out my stun gun and put it to Shion's head. Shion understood the meaning of that. Sis? I didn't kill Kei-chan just as you wanted. You told me I could kill you instead, didn't you? I'm going to keep our promise. Shion's hand and feet were clinging to a very unstable ladder, so there was no way she could protect herself. She was in a critical situation. You, who looks like Mion, needs to fall into the bottom of the well and die. Oh yeah, she now looks like Mion, that's it. Because Mion is the murderer, so by finding her in the cave, they believe the murderer is dead.
I am so confused. Who is who now? So Shion had portrayed Mion, but now Shion is Shion again.
Mion 2.0 is the one that will leave the cave.
Don't make up new words.
Yeah, but you're going with the Mion who is Shion who is Mion.
Shion is back to playing Shion. Thank you.
Yeah.
See? If somebody tells me with easy words, I understand. Shion was playing Mion before. Okay.
Well,
Yes.
I tried to make it clear too.
Yeah, you failed.
I look like Shion. Kei-chan will testify that I'm the victim. I'll wait in the cell for the police to get here. I'm sure they'll eventually find out the truth from our fingerprints. But by the time they get that far, I'll be hiding somewhere else. Pretty good, huh? Are you killing me out of revenge for Satoshi? Excuse me?
Oyashiro-sama has also entered our apartment.
That could have been a footstep.
That sounded like a pipe just moved a large distance.
If you know that much, you should have been prepared. Go apologize to Satoshi-kun at the bottom of the well. Oh? Sis? Satoshi isn't at the bottom of the well.
Too late, I already tasted her and she fell to her death.
Oh? Didn't you say the bodies get dumped down here?
Oh my god, you stupid bitch! You always fucking assume things! This is the same... This is her ripping out her 3 nails for Satoshi all over again. Again.
Well, after talking to everyone, we assumed he died because everyone else also assumed we died. We still haven't found out who actually killed him and if he is dead.
Again, perfectly on point written of a hormonal deranged teenager.
No, her deduction makes sense.
Yes, because she doesn't ask questions. She just takes what little information she is given and then goes to conclusions herself.
She had asked questions to the one person she thought could answer them.
Can't blame her reason to ask. Yeah, no, I agree why she does this. This is very in character. This is written beautifully.
Yeah, but this is not hormonal
so much.
Teenager. I would have thought the exact same thing.
Yes, it's a character trait. This time I can't take a side here. Both of you make a point. My point is, this is very good writing. That's it. It's a character flaw of Shion. One who's actually Mion, but pretended to be Shion most of the time, because Shion does make assumptions. But also, it's not like she can do much else.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yes.
It's not like she had anything else that proved her otherwise.
Yes, correct. And because she was working with her assumptions, she also never had a reason to doubt them.
Yeah.
Just try to get answers, but people usually don't give her much to work with. Exactly.
Based on the history, you can say 1 + 1 is 2. He dead.
Yeah. But I'm saying, for Tifa...
No, I'm tripping over the fact that you go like, oh, this is so hormonal teenager of her to assume this. But this has nothing to do with that. That's the bit I'm tripping over.
Then skip that part. It is very in character. I need to sneeze. Tifa not understanding me makes me allergic.
Nothing to do with not understanding. That's the way you phrase it.
Yes, this is peak Shion moments.
You make it seem like
she's
anyone else.
She's in a shitty situation. She asked a question, she got like a half answer, and then she just filled in the rest herself, and it led her the completely wrong way. Again.
Which I think that's not a Shion thing. Everyone else would have thought the same.
But it's happening to her again. I'm not blaming her. I'm explaining what I view.
Yeah, I'm just disagreeing with you saying that's a Shion thing.
Please follow the line.
Didn't you say the bodies get dumped down here? All I said was that if he was killed at the Sonozaki house, this is where his body would be.
I think Jack is pointing out a literary parallel, if I'm understanding. Yes, you did. Thank you.
If you're understanding, so not fully sure, which means Jack is just making things confusing.
Which is why I just confirmed it, because that's how communication works. Thank you, Yugi. Yes, exactly. That's what I was going for.
You're just making things confusing.
Or to dumb it down for Tifa, Star Wars, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Do you now get what I'm getting at?
No, you just said that from the start.
See? Why do I need to communicate in memes with you? I finally, add to my loquaciousness. I become a bit more verbose. I use bigger words. I mean, I'm
sorry. First you say it's a hormonal teenager thing that she's assuming this, which is something I absolutely disagree with. Then you go with, oh, this is such a Shion thing to assume this. No, every single character would have assumed this if you ask me. Like, what you're trying to say, like, doesn't... Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, all of these things can be true. Shion is a wild child. She just does whatever she wants. She has the entire time. Case in point, on 2 instances, she just walked down the road and kicked over 3 bikes because she doesn't care. Whatever she thinks is right. Oh, everybody did this to Satoshi. Well, fuck them. I'll just let the demon run loose. Because she just goes willy-nilly. That's what I feel like. That's what I do. This is in character. Being a hormonal teenager again adds to that and doesn't help it.
Yeah, Jack is yapping again for no reason. Mornings at 11. That's exactly it. Why say many words when few do trick? Exactly.
Why are you so spiteful? Alright.
What are you telling me now? Can't you be a little clearer? I also liked Satoshi.
And that's why she gets killed now anyway.
She saved him. Yeah, I'm sure. I liked him after all. I was very sad when Satoshi-kun disappeared, so I looked into things. And I interrogated Granny. I even thought about throttling her. Then she told me. She said she was only telling me as the successor, so I had to keep it a secret. What she said was something hard to believe.
It wasn't us.
The hag said to Shion, The Sonozaki family had nothing to do with the disappearance of Satoshi-kun. Shion couldn't understand, so she asked again. The Sonozaki family held a lot of influence in the underworld because of her dad's connections. In fact, they used such illegal measures during the dam conflict. Therefore, people just assumed the Sonozaki family had pulled the strings when the dam construction incident took place. Even the hag laughed meaningfully and said suspicious things, so everyone believed she was the mastermind.
Even if she didn't do anything, why wouldn't she take the credit? It only bolsters her situation. You know, if everybody thinks I'm a walking god, and if I want people to think that, why would I ever correct them? Like, yeah, I did that too.
Yeah, it creates this power.
Yeah, the other day when you won the lottery, yeah, that was me. You're welcome.
Because now everyone will fear you because of what you can do and how you can remain untouched.
Yeah, exactly. Remember the other day when you got that good deal on that car? Me.
But I did not see this coming. Because this means they also did not have nothing to do with the murder at the dam conflict, like they just said.
Or maybe Oreo was lying.
But it was all a performance. It was a hoax by the Sonozaki family head. It was just a bluff. The family took credit for the incidents to make it look like they were pulling the strings. With the influence they already had, this bluff was very believable. Therefore, people thought of the Sonozaki family as one that had deep connections in the underworld, and that they were capable of producing any sort of conspiracy.
This is kind of like in virtually every Zelda game where you go after the big bad evil guy and then you beat him and then suddenly Ganon. And it's like, wait, there was a more evil guy standing behind my evil guy? I wouldn't be shocked if in the end it turns out all of this shit happened for some reason, that doesn't matter. And the Sonozaki just like, yeah, no, that was us too. Yeah, no, same. Yeah, oh, that too, yeah. Because, why wouldn't they?
But if we go with this path, I would like to know who is actually behind it.
Assuming this is the truth. Maybe she's just lying to her granddaughter trying to protect her because she's like 17, but I also clogged your toilet. Yeah, exactly. No, that was actually me. I need more fiber.
People have believed that since the dam conflict. Oreo just smiled at things she had nothing to do with, as if she was pulling the strings. When the relatives saw that, they became fearful of Oreo's power. When the dam construction site manager was killed, Oreo smiled meaningfully. When the relatives saw that, they assumed Oreo was behind it. When the Hojo couple fell off the cliff, when the Furude couple died violently, when Satoshi-kun's aunt died and Satoshi-kun disappeared, the hag just smiled meaningfully. Everyone believed the Sonozaki family was behind all those incidents.
I still hate her.
To be fair though, the easiest thing to do is go down this well
and check.
And check how many, if there are bodies. Oh wait, by the way,
have them identified.
They found several bodies in the well. Not just Satoko's, Mion's. They found bodies that were older as well.
Yeah.
So this can't be true.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just not those people.
Or Oreo was completely not lying, and it is someone in the family who's thinking they were doing her a favor, but was basically running off themselves.
Maybe it's like a Jack the Ripper mystery kind of scenario. Like also been used in like a whole bunch of movies and books, where the influential family actually has a insane murder clown in their family who does all of these things, and they use their influence to cover that up.
It's like a win-win.
Yeah, you know, I want to be. I don't like these people anyway, so just take on. Maybe it's a radio rebel situation. We're all oyashiro-sama. Yeah, the oyashiro-sama is the friends we killed along the way.
Exactly. That makes sense. That's a lie. Are you trying to tell me the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with any of it? How can I believe that? I don't think Granny would lie. Especially about Satoshi-kun's disappearance, since she said she knew nothing about it. Because Granny approved of the relationship between Satoshi and you, remember?
I don't.
I don't either. You ripped your nails off so she would forgive everything.
Maybe if in your entire freaking stupid family, instead of I don't know, ripping out each other's nails, you would communicate with words. Or maybe do both at least. If you do this horrible thing to yourself, you will be forgiven and you get to be together. No, you just go, you need to pay the price. You need to pay the price. And when pressed for more information, you need to pay the price. This is a toxic family on like fantastical levels of toxicity.
No, that's a lie. Don't try to fool me. Then who made Satoshi-kun disappear? Who? That I don't know. But it wasn't the Sonozaki family. It wasn't Granny. You know the curse system, right?
Wrong system.
Yeah, I was just reading the rest of the line thinking this is the wrong one.
Well, yeah. This is so painful.
The hack didn't need to give the command for Satoshi-kun to be attacked. All she had to do was look concerned and then someone else would take care of it. That was the system! Shion couldn't say anything in response.
Again, plausible deniability. It's an amazing concept and it's really fucked up.
Even if the hack had forgiven him personally, as long as he was the object of the curse, the executioner would follow him forever.
Yes.
Granny told me that she tried to find out who was actually behind this curse of Oyashiro-sama for a long time. But she couldn't. Everyone believed it was someone in the village, but she couldn't find out who it was. She couldn't find out? Then why did the curse take place every year? Isn't it weird? But there wasn't anyone. There really wasn't. I told you that Rika Furude tried to attack me earlier with a syringe, didn't I? How do you explain that? She wasn't just acting out of desperation like a cornered rat. She came over to my house and attacked me with a bottle of pepper spray and a syringe. I bet Tomitake-san was killed with the same stuff.
You could be right about that.
That... I don't know. Wait, so Rika might be actually behind all of it?
Or Reina. When did Reina move to Hinamizawa? Do we actually know that? We just know that she moved back here.
A year before Keiichi.
Okay, then it probably wasn't her. Then, yeah, the only people... Assuming this is true, out of the main cast of kids, it doesn't make sense that it's Keiichi. At least nobody reacted in a way that would make it seem like he has come back, because we know he moved here from the city.
Can't be Reina, but Rika would also be way too young.
Reina wouldn't make sense, because she only moved back here a year ago. But we don't know when she left. Do we?
When she was younger, I don't know.
Yeah, what is younger? Half a year ago, I was half a year younger.
She left for longer in between.
Okay.
But Rika would be way too young. I want to say Satoko would also be way too young.
Okay, but if you assume, getting on thin ice, if you assume that Rika is actually Oyashiro-sama, even as a 4-year-old in chapter 4, she had this... And in this year this person will die, and in that year these other people will die, and the year after that these people, the year after that them, and then eventually a few days after this day, me. If you assume that she is either... she has some sort of like psychological problem that makes her be like this, she can be a very different person, and I wouldn't put it past them, or put it past her, in that different state of being that she would be doing these things. Maybe she was just guessing really lucky. I don't know. Maybe she was completely deluded and decided, yeah, I'm just gonna do these things because I thought of them. My chair agrees by breaking underneath me. But we're not gonna learn if we don't continue the text.
That, I don't know. I can't believe Rika-chan would do something like that. I'm the one who saw how she died and I still can't believe it. What a completely abnormal way to go. I don't think Shion and the hack are lying. That would mean the hack wasn't in as much control as we thought she was, though. She didn't know anything about that scary drug. Or if the Furude family was the one executing the curse. If the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with it, then who made this series of mysterious deaths possible? Was it just a coincidence that something happened 5 years in a row on the night of the Watanagashi?
When did Irie come here?
That we don't know.
Again, I find it really weird that Irie, young Irie, has the money, the skills, the means to come here and become the director and founder of the Irie Clinic.
It could be him.
I mostly say this coming from a place of, I guess, jealousy that somebody can do all of these things in such a short time, but it's weird, isn't it? It stands out at least.
It's impossible. A human must have made it happen, and it was all decided somewhere the Sonozaki family wasn't aware of. The Kimiyoshi family didn't know anything. Kimiyoshi believed the Sonozaki family was behind it. Was it the Furude family? With Rika's behavior and the elderly people who believed in her so blindly, did some kind of power exist around the Furude family that created the curse? No way. The Furude couple themselves were victims of it. How could a little girl like Rika possess a power stronger than that of the Sonozaki family? No way, it's just impossible.
It's the power of people believing it to be true. Human belief goes a long way.
Yeah, but would be... I don't think Rika would have help from the villagers.
Yes, she would. Yeah. If she went, oyashiro-sama has decreed this person needs to die, somebody would get up and do it.
Yeah, but then I think people would know. One of the families would know.
Probably, yeah.
In other words, I had killed the heads of all the 3 families and was trying to bring an end to the whole thing, all as a result of a misunderstanding about the dark secret of Hinamizawa? Then what about my revenge? Did I kill all the wrong people? People who had nothing to do with Satoshi-kun's disappearance at all?
Possibly, yeah.
That's a good one, Shion. You're still trying to turn the tables on me, huh?
Oopsie.
Sis, please, believe me. I'm not your enemy. I really am not. Please believe me, sis. Shion begged with tears in her eyes. That would have affected me if I was still Shion's sister.
But I'm a demon.
But I don't feel anything anymore. Because I'm a demon. It will be done once I kill Shion. I've already decided that. If I don't finish it up, what would my existence be for? What about the life I devoted to revenge for Satoshi-kun? How dare she tell me all this nonsense to confuse me at the very end?
How dare the truth challenge my worldview?
If what she said was the truth, then what I'd done wasn't revenge. It was just the curse of the 5th year. Shion, if you are truly innocent, you can go to heaven. Apologize to Satoshi-kun for me. Sit. A bluish-white spark lit up the darkness and Shion disappeared into the well. Please apologize to Satoshi-kun in heaven. I can't, since I won't be going there. Instead, I'm going deep into hell. Jumping into this well would be too simple an atonement for what I've done. Until I find the perfect way to end my life, I'm going to live as best as I can.
This music is way too happy for this scene. Melancholic, sad, but also slightly hopeful.
It's not happy. But everything else you said, yeah.
Notebook page 199.
Shion Sonozaki's last confession is dubious. Did the hack convince her that the Sonozaki family had nothing to do with it? Or is that the truth? In my own investigation so far, I've proven there are aspects of the curse which can't be explained by the Sonozaki family alone. So my notes were all bogus from the beginning.
Bogus.
Bogus.
Bogus is the Central European mainland pronunciation of a word.
I was gonna go for bogus.
Stop saying Dutch things.
These 200 pages are full of bullshit. I thought of burning this notebook, but I won't do it. This notebook proves my guilt. I won't distort the facts. I won't burn it. After all, my life was only a notebook long. I wonder if anybody will read this. If somebody does, please let them learn something from my stupidity. The series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, dubbed Oyashiro-sama's curse. If you're reading this, please find the truth.
I'm trying.
That's my only wish. June 1983. Mian Sonozaki. I do like how starting last chapter, these things end with like this notebook.
Yeah.
Where they go like, find the truth.
It seems to keep ending with that. So, I believe we have one chapter left. Do you want to get that started now? So that we can possibly wrap everything up on Friday? Because I think there's still a little bit more. As in, there is still one chapter, and then there's an after credits kind of thing again.
I would prefer to end it to still, but I think it would be smarter to
Continue.
give it a start.
There we go. It has been decided.
Especially since we don't know how long the chapter is.
Oh, there was a click. This is probably a police report. June 1983. There has been a series of disappearances in Hinamizawa village, Shishibone city, prefecture. The suspect is Mion Sonozaki, years old. Allegedly, she abducted, imprisoned and killed 5 Hinamizawan residents, Oreo Sonozaki, Shion Sonozaki, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude and Satoko Hojo, between June 19th and the 21st. Preliminary investigations on the incident were delayed at the time due to insufficient evidence, but by chance the case was solved rather abruptly. On the morning of the 22nd, a vehicle patrolling the Sonozaki property heard screams from inside and rushed in as an emergency measure. They secured the suspect's missing younger sister, Shion Sonozaki, and the 2 missing classmates, Keiichi Maebara and Reina Ryugu. The suspect fled the scene. We found hair, pieces of skin and blood of the 4 missing people, Oreo Sonozaki, Kiichiro Kimiyoshi, Rika Furude and Satoko Hojo, in the torture room that was discovered in the basement of the outbuilding on the Sonozaki family property. Supposedly, that's where they were killed. I love, by the way, how the text goes off screen.
Usually they just start a new
Yeah.
one.
Police, they didn't have much budget.
Mm.
We concluded that the victims were tortured in that torture room. However, the remains have still not been found. According to one of her imprisoned classmates' advice, the bodies should be somewhere in the basement of the outbuilding where the torture took place. However, nothing has been uncovered as of yet, including the escape route the suspect took. In addition, investigations continue regarding any possible connection to the series of mysterious deaths in recent years. But no evidence that Mion Sonozaki was involved, either directly or indirectly, has been found. There are still many unclear points as to the motive behind the incident, and as those of the Sonozaki family and the residents of Hinamizawa have been extremely uncooperative in assisting us, we expect to require a long time to clarify them. The opinion of a local officer knowledgeable about the region is that this may have been a lynching, an internal form of punishing sacrilegious acts carried out against the beliefs of Hinamizawa village.
Yeah, I'm also hearing multiple clicking sounds.
That's the game.
But I think that's the game, either someone clicking through it,
Yeah.
or mimic typing or something. But it is the game.
That's the game. I'm pressing enter on the keyboard to minimize the sounds coming from us.
No, that is actual game sounds. You're not going
Yes.
local.
Maybe you are. Maybe this is how the game makes you the oyashiro-sama. There. That's the game.
Yeah.
I can
And
even
it
tell
stops
you,
when the text ends.
I can even tell you it's the game because for the stream in OBS I can see that this is the game sound. Weird glitch.
Yeah. You only hear it when the
text
line
shows up.
is.
Yeah, it's like it's being
coming
typed.
up. Yeah.
Or
The moment that's
clicked.
done, like now, it stops.
Yeah. On a different town, I was already like, are these motherfuckers trying to speak through the dialogue? Yes, that's why I'm reading so slowly, because the text is really... It is clear that these incidents are particularly rooted in this region, and the prefectural police department has ordered a cautious investigation. We anticipated gaining valuable clues from the missing person believed to have been imprisoned for the longest time, Shion Sonozaki, the suspect's younger sister. However, the incident has left such serious mental aftereffects that she has not been in a state of mind to properly answer any questions about what she knows. Bongo tap. Psychiatrists concluded that she is in a temporary state of shock, but as of today she has yet to show any improvement. As of today. Alright. So this is where it's gonna pick up?
Then 2 or 3 days pass.
Yeah. Here we go.
I was acting at first. It was just an act to avoid being interrogated by the police. As it turns out though, fake insanity can become real.
I feel like you haven't been fake insane for a long time, my dear.
You see, I couldn't bear it any longer. I continued to be haunted by the presence Reina Ryugu had talked about. It was so close that it could almost touch my back. It wasn't Satoshi-kun, and it wasn't an hallucination. It had become Shion's ghost. Shion didn't go to heaven after all. She was always by my side instead. Shion didn't like the fact that I was still alive when she wasn't. So she had decided to haunt me until she witnessed my death. Every night she whispered to me, telling me to die. I get it. I get it! This, by the way, also explains why Kasai heard her scream and shout to herself,
Yeah.
or Shion and Mion heard them shout at each other.
Yeah.
Because if Shion now believes that Mion is haunting her,
Yeah.
they're gonna have this whole argument.
Also, just because she doesn't realize she's hallucinating doesn't mean she isn't hallucinating. That's the problem with hallucinations sometimes.
I shouted at the Shion in my back. Through my mouth, she shouted back at me, yeah.
There we go.
There's your explanation. It must look odd to other people. They think I was arguing with myself. It's not fair. Why are you still living, sis? Die, die, die already! You said you'd die right after you killed me. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. It's so dark and cold in this well. It's cold. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Ah, I get it. I get it. Shut up. What exactly do you think, sis? You won't die in the way you want to. You're just running away. You're trying to survive even after you did all those horrible things. You'll never be forgiven. You're cursed. You're cursed. You're destined to die. Shut up, Shion. You're just a ghost, so shut up. Shut up! Sis. Sis. You lousy shit. Fuck off! It's not fair, it's not fair! You and I should always be together, even after death. So Mion, I've come to take you with me. Mion! Is it too late for that sandwich?
I think the therapy is much higher on the priority list right now. Maybe first some sedatives, because this is dangerous. Maybe put the sedatives in the sandwich, give it to her, hug her while she eats it, and then when she wakes up, lots and lots of therapy.
Oh, good work.
Bang, 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 bang!
Shion banged on the door.
Bam, 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 bam!
The noise is too loud. It's cracking my ears and my head open. Shion's trying to break in. Oh shit, alright Shion, I get it. The perfect way for me to die is to be cursed to death by you, isn't it? But I wouldn't be going so easily. I won't simply disappear. It wouldn't be fair if your beloved was left alive after all.
I was gonna say, if she jumps now, if she falls in the fight with her cursed self, where does the stabbing happen? Sandwich during therapy? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, can't argue with yourself if you're eating a sandwich.
Exactly. At least that part is taken care of.
I went out onto the balcony to avoid Shion, who was on the other side of the door. If I jump over the railing to the neighboring apartment, I could reach the fire escape. Eat shit, Shion. I leaned over the railing and jumped to the balcony next door. Then I rushed down the stairs, noiseless as a cat. Now I'm starting to wonder. She died by jumping off of the balcony after an argument with herself, basically. What if she just tried to leave the apartment this way again, slipped?
We might find out if you read.
And it was just an accident. Oh, imagine if I say that every single time you start a sentence.
See? Come here. All of them. This is a...
Me too.
No, you don't... You haven't earned this. Please.
No, you said all.
Them. No, you go.
Okay.
So, do you see how small she is?
No.
So, here's the thing. This is a visual novel. I think they call it a sound novel. And if you pay attention, which might be easier for you because you're watching us play this and you're just focused on what's happening on screen and what we're saying. But if you pay attention to the game text, sometimes the text goes in bits and pieces. Sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's really fast. And when I was the main character, as in all the chapters that were enjoyable for all of you to watch, I tried to pace myself to how the text appeared. I believe this text appeared rather quickly. So my inclination would be to pick up the pace, to match the energy of the game that it's giving me through how the text appears. This art is lost on TV.
So you didn't stop every few lines to come up with theories such as everyone is Tomitake.
Yes, I did.
Tomitake is actually Keiichi's dad.
Yes, I did. But when I did that...
Ooishi is her uncle.
But when I did that, it was because my opinion was more important than the game.
Hurry on.
You can't rush perfection, Jack. I can try, though. Okay, real talk, that was half a joke.
So, where was I? Oh yeah, now that Shion...
Please read the line! I want to know what's gonna happen next.
Shion was too stupid to realize that I escaped. It wouldn't take too long to get to Keiichi's house on a motorcycle.
Good thing she still has one laying around.
Shion must believe that I'm still in that room. She is so stupid. That's not a realistic laugh.
No, it's a Green Goblin kind of laugh.
Soon enough, I could see the Maebara mansion. I'd never seen it before, but I'd heard a great deal about it from Shion. She told me that Keiichi's room is on the 2nd floor. I should wake him up. Throw a stone! I threw a couple of stones at the window. Shortly thereafter, the light turned on and the window opened. I saw Keiichi there.
By the way, I thought this was gonna be way deeper than this. And
she just snapped.
Not just... No, she's gone. She's just gone. Mentally, she's done. Like, she's checked out. This is all just...
The moment I saw him, my madness cooled off for a while. Even from here, I could tell that Keiichi was running down the stairs. He showed up quickly, with a doll in his hand. I felt depressed to see it. It was the doll he failed to give to Shion. It isn't fair after all, Shion. I'm so jealous, Kei-chan. I wanted to receive a doll from Satoshi-kun too.
Mion,
Been a while. How are you? Been doing alright? Despite the burning insanity within me, I spoke to him calmly. It's true. My body is controlled by the demon now. Otherwise I wouldn't be here this late.
Are you alright hanging around this place?
I really shouldn't be.
Anyway, what's wrong? What do you need at this hour?
I wanted to talk to you one last time. I feel horribly sleepy. Maybe it's more like fainting due to loss of blood. That sensation is proof that the insanity is swallowing me. Well, I can't stay for any longer.
Are you alright? Are you not feeling well?
I tried so hard until now. But I could tell. I'm done. This is my limit. They're about to come up behind me to take me away. I won't get to decide how I die. Shion won't allow me to. No wonder. I dropped her down the well. It wasn't only her. None of the people I killed chose to die how they did. Considering that, debating how I'll die must seem like a luxurious concern to the dead.
Are you okay? Don't force yourself. Oh, that's right. I had something.
I'll kill him, kill him, kill him. I'll avenge Toshikun's death, I'll avenge his death. This guy is Shion's beloved, I hate her, I'll kill him and teach her a lesson. Eat this While gravity's pull spun around me, I realized that I had stabbed him with a knife.
Oopsie!
I hate it when I walk around with a knife and it just keeps entering people. I made it. I made it in time. I made it. I made it. I made it before Shion killed me. I got back at her. Take that, Shion. Keiichi rolled on the ground, clutching his stomach.
Pussy.
I've done it. I have done it all. That's everyone I wanted to kill.
Your abs are gonna be rock hard tomorrow from all the laughing.
Yeah, it's harder than you think.
Wow. Was it sweet that he got a doll? Yes. I stand by that. That was really sweet. You know, I didn't give it to you back then when you wanted it, but now I know it meant something to you, and this is me trying to make up for it. That is so sweet. That is so thoughtful. She told him, next time you see me, run. It will be a demon looking like me.
Oh, sure.
And there she is going And he's like, are you okay? Run. Just go back inside the house at least.
But to be fair, he thinks it's the other one. Remember, she's the one that got saved.
Possibly. I'm sorry, if Tifa wakes me up, I'm like... I will leave the apartment and I will lock her inside.
Good to know.
And I will call an ambulance, I will call the police, I'll be like... I felt unsafe. Can you please send somebody who is equipped to deal with this situation?
Can you repeat your girlfriend's name again? Oh, no, she could.
Oh yeah, no, she already called us. She said, you're acting weird. You should go back inside the apartment, Jack. You should just lay down with your soft belly splayed out on the bed like this. Maybe put a little X on the spot where it will make sense.
I did it. I did it. I avenge your death, Satoshi-kun. Don't you love me for it? Will you stroke my head?
My girl boss completed her mission. Dabbed on the haters.
Heck
all
yeah.
of them.
Achievement unlocked. Yes. This was all a bad dream. After all, I was just in my room like always, suffering from nightmares of Shion. But where was I now? I had been standing on my apartment's fire escape alone. I could still recall that dream. Yes, I'd stepped out onto the veranda. My front door was still locked, so I had to climb through the veranda again. Whoa. My foot had slipped, and then I felt a floating sensation.
It's exactly like Tifa said.
After that, a sharp, indescribable pain ran through my head. That incredible pain finally cleared the fog away from my nightmare.
To even give you that shot.
That actually is a nice shot, but the blood looks more like a shadow. No? Or do you think that would be too graphic to show blood that way? Have they done that in a scene before? No.
I don't know.
I just slipped from the fire escape as I tried to return to my balcony and fell onto the roof jutting out from the elevator hall 2 or 3 floors down. My room is on the 8th floor. I wasn't expecting to be caught up here. When I fell, my head landed right on the concrete corner, and I could feel both enormous pain and the warm blood dripping out. I felt strangely calm. I couldn't sense the demon, Shion's ghost, or my grudge. I felt just like a baby. The nothingness brought me peace. All my memories from when I was born and named Mion up until today came to my mind. I recalled memories of the time I'd spent with Satoshi-kun. Tears rolled down my cheeks. Where did I go wrong? When in my life did I make the wrong choice? I do know just where and when that was, because Satoshi-kun reminded me. I'll leave Satoko to you. Sure, I believe you'll return. I'll be waiting for you. I'll take care of Satoko. I'll wait for you with her. We'll be good girls. You left your precious sister to me and nobody else. I guess I didn't get the significance of what you said. But I'll be fine this time. I love you, Satoshi-kun. Satoko, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Shion, I'm really sorry. Could I repay everything with my death? No way, right? It's not how it should be done. I wanted Satoshi-kun to stroke my head one more time. I wanted to hear him mumble one more time. I knew it was too much to ask. And so, I had no other regrets. That brought an end to my apologies. I rolled over, sending myself falling to the ground, head first. I hoped my head would crack open, to take me to the hell I deserved. I was just a demon. I belonged in hell. Why was I born? Why did this world give birth to me? I shouldn't have been born. I wouldn't have had to suffer if I hadn't been. What was the meaning of my meaningless life? If I wasn't born, nobody would have had to suffer. Thank you for treating me kindly, even though I was like this. Thank you for teaching me love, even though I was like this. Even though I was like this. Even though. I'm really sorry, everybody. I really am. I'm sorry. If Satoshi-kun could give me another chance, I wouldn't make the same mistake again. Never again. Here comes the ground. Bye. I love you. Huh? I wished so many times that everything was a dream, so I wrote it down, hoping for it to become true. The at the end threw me off. Dreams in cartoons are often like this. There's a huge stack of sweets. I can't possibly eat them all. Try to reach up for them, but then somebody wakes me up. This dream has been a tremendously long one. I must have been sleeping for more than a year. Ah, that's right. I ran away from baseball practice. I stepped onto the street when the light was red and got hit by a motorcycle. I've been in a coma since then, but I finally woke up. When I open my eyes, I see a hospital ceiling. And Satoshi-kun looks at me from the bedside. That's a bit too perfect. But it's okay, right? It's okay for it to end that way, right? I'm sorry that I was born.
Yeah, I need you to read it.
Yeah, just waiting for it. Breakdown of all persons involved with or linked to the series of deaths in Hinamizawa. Tamie Hojo died via homicide by blunt trauma within the village on June 20, 1982. Case closed. Satoshi Hojo, believed to have disappeared from the village on June 24, 1982. Whereabouts unknown. Jiro Tomitake, believed to have committed suicide on June 19, 1983. Death resembles that of Rika Furude on June 22nd. Investigation ongoing. Mio Takano, death by strangulation in the mountains of the Gifu Prefecture on June 19, 1983. Corpse was found incinerated. Investigation ongoing. Oreo Sonozaki, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 20, 1983. Cause of death believed to be shock induced by stun gun. Violently abused post-mortem. Head shows sign of extreme laceration. Rika Furude, believed to have been murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd. Cause of death was shock due to extreme hemorrhage caused by lacerations to the throat. Death resembles that of Jiro Tomitake on June 19th. Investigation ongoing.
Keiichi Kimiyoshi, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death was ligature strangulation induced by restraints. Satoko Hojo, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death is shock due to hemorrhaging induced by multiple penetration wounds. Mion Sonozaki, murdered by Shion Sonozaki on June 22nd, 1983. Cause of death is severe trauma due to impact after failing down a vertical tunnel. Keiichi Maebara, stabbed by Shion Sonozaki on June 30th, 1983. Victim was severely injured, but is recuperating in the hospital.
Ria Kurude. Oh wait, these are all...
Currently resides in Hokkaido.
Irie, at last accounted for in 2004.
Address unknown. Kasai died of liver cancer in 2002.
Oof.
Keiichi's dad currently resides in Tokyo.
Why does it say with everyone last accounted for in 2004? What's the current year? Keiichi Maebara died in Tokyo Hospital on July 3rd, 1983. Cause of death is acute heart failure.
Shion Sonozaki died on June 30th, 1983. Cause of death is a severe trauma due to impact after falling from the balcony of her apartment. The suspect for serial murders, which began on June 20th, 1983, fell to her death from the balcony of her apartment, which she hastily rented to conceal her identity. Following her death, police filed charges against her for 5 murders which began with Oreo Sonozaki.
So this was a really short chapter.
One note left. I hate that stupid bell.
That was very sad.
Alright, it's lunchtime. Hey, Raina, put our desks together.
My lunch has meatballs today. Sounds good. This old man will have some then. Rika-chan, bring your desk over. I'm coming. Whoosh.
Unfortunately, meatballs are my favorite too. I won't allow you to have any.
Unfortunately, I won't let you do that either, Satoko. This is like a dream version, I'm guessing, where they all live this happy, friendly life together. You have to have some veggies, so I cooked some squash for you.
Whoa, that's harsh, Shion.
I hate squash.
Don't be so picky about your food. Squash is very nutritious. You're still growing, so you need to think about things like that. As long as I live, I won't let you have an unbalanced diet. Here guys, have some. See, steamed squash is delicious.
Yeah, it's pumpkin.
Squash is indeed pumpkin. I love squash.
Munch, munch.
Satoko, it's really sweet.
Yeah, it's super good. The balance of flavors is perfect. Satoko, don't eat this, it's too good for you.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone.
Just try one. Take a bite. See? Isn't it good?
Well, it isn't so bad.
Of course it isn't. I've been working hard every day to get you to overcome your dislike of squash. Okay, now that that's done with, why don't you overcome your fear of eggplants, green peppers and asparagus within the year?
Stop joking. At this rate, I'll transfer to a school in Okonomiya.
Come on. I'm in charge of your health since Satoshi-kun asked me to take care of you. See, it's the alternative reality, or her dream version where she takes care of her. I won't let you eat junk food either.
I hate you, Shion-san. I hate squash.
That was actually a really nice shot, but also really sad. What could have been?
Scenario jump mode has been unlocked. This game features a scenario jump mode. You may replay any scenario you've completed before from the start menu on the title screen. The tips reading room has been unlocked. You can now read the tips you've obtained so far. To view them, select extra on the title menu, then pick the read all tips option.
Was that not an option yet?
The staff room has been unlocked. This is a thank you message for purchasing the game. To go there, select extra on the title menu, then pick the staff room option. New tips unlocked. A happy diary and disowned. Let's save those for Friday. Let me save. Don't know if I have to, but I would like to. I can't even go back to the main menu.
I'm guessing it auto-saved. But wait, We finished the chapter. Shouldn't we then just read the two things?
We also have the alternative ending. Let's do that Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Whew.
That was really sad, and I'm also kind of shocked that falling off of the balcony was actually more of an accident.
So...
But this was 100%, and I fully agree, the best arc.
I saw it coming. I mean, we knew in chapter 2 what happened, right? And chapter 5 ended up being like a prequel and then like intersection with chapter 2 from a different perspective. So I knew she was gonna jump, fall, get flung off a balcony and die that way. The writing was beautiful, hence why I started crying. What hit me harder was when I was... I think like 13. I witnessed a suicide by jumping out of a balcony during a vacation. And I remember looking down and seeing that. I wish I didn't look at the screen because the memories came back. So you couldn't know, but when you asked like, oh, the blood is pooling like this. Yes, that's realistic, unfortunately.
I was going on about the color.
Yeah, no, but you couldn't know. I mean, Tifa knows the story, but like, it's fine. It's none of your fault. Like, I'll tell you because like I can't tell you anything that is like meaningful in a way. But we went on a vacation. And these like vacation apartments were in like this big building, like 10, 11 floors, something like this. And I was just sitting in the living room. It was like early afternoon. I was playing a video game. I forgot what I was playing. I don't remember that part. And outside suddenly there was a louder than a sound like that I've heard before. So I was thinking that must be a gunshot. It sounded like a gunshot. I never heard a gunshot, as far as I know, but it sounded like a gunshot. So then it was silent, completely silent. We were like on the 9th floor or whatever. So I was on vacation alone with my dad, and I'm like, what was that? He's like, yeah, I don't know. I got up, it was summer, I go to the balcony, I look around, I see nothing. So I go back inside, I'm like, I can't see anything. I'm thinking they also had like a bunch of like wild bunnies in the area. Maybe. I was like 13, I didn't know. Maybe for some reason a hunter came to shoot rabbits. And it was the only explanation I could think of, even at that age, because why else would I hear a gunshot sound, right? Like something that loud, something with that much impact. So my dad didn't get up, didn't care. So I go back inside, I tell him this, like, yo, whatever. I go back outside and I look down. It took 6 hours for the coroners to come. I remember that. I didn't go downstairs. I didn't do anything.
It's in quite an isolated area where you guys went.
Yeah. And I don't blame them. I don't blame anybody. People, eventually somebody came outside, they saw, they called an ambulance, they did everything. There was nothing they could do. And it looked like the shot you just saw. Pretty much. 99%. Exactly. It's disgusting to me, in a macabre way, how good the writing in Higurashi is, but also how accurate the art can be. You know, does it make sense? I hate that it's so good. But it took them 6 hours. It took them, I think passers-by eventually cordoned off the area and kept like kids away and stuff. It took them 2 or 3 hours, no, half an hour I think it was. It felt longer, but it was like half an hour until police arrived. When they blocked everything off, they started investigating, and it was 6 hours until the right people, I believe a coroner, came, declared what needed to be declared, filled in the paperwork, and they moved the person. I don't even know why they did it. To this day, I don't know. But I remember the sound. Fuck Higurashi, man.
I think art and fiction can be useful tools to engage or process things like this. It's still not easy, but still. That is very true.
Yes. Yeah. It just makes me sad. Funnily enough, thank you.
It's very awkward to hug you like this, but now
after we talked about
I would give you a hug. Yeah, but it's different.
Thank you, that's really sweet. In a way, like I don't think you go through something like this and it doesn't like stick with you to some degree. It took years for me to not hear the sound anymore. Thankfully, like this is the first time I ever talked about this on stream because I didn't feel like I needed to. Now it made sense. You know this thing when you're about to cry, so you try to breathe in a way so that you don't cry? I'm trying to speak. The horrible thing about visual novels like this, or if you read this in a book, usually in a movie they could do this with like inner monologue, but when Shion was still narrating this, kills me. I should have brought a tissue. I expected something like this to happen. I'm not prepared.
I have none for you. But we can call it a night.
Have some tears.
Recover a bit.
I'm doing alright.
I think it shows also how good Higurashi is.
Yes. Yes. That is Meakashi, my favorite arc. Despite me being like this right now, yeah, I have to agree. I have to.
It's gonna be hard to follow that up.
Yeah, definitely. I don't feel like besides my whole like personal issue I have with all of this, I laugh. I don't mean to like demean what I feel, but like it has happened. I can't change it. It had nothing to do with me. It's just something that I experienced. Don't worry about the wreck when I experience this too. It is so fucked up.
It brings out the feels.
It is so messed up. If they had just gone with, and then she jumps. I was hoping kind of that they go with. This is gonna sound negative, but it isn't meant that way. They go with a tasteful way. You know, sometimes in like movies and stuff, when something horrible is happening, they just cut to black.
Oh yeah.
They don't show it because you know what's going to happen, and whatever you can imagine will be worse than what they could show you.
I prefer actually. That's not.
I like that. I don't think that's a lazy cop-out or something. I think that's a very good way of dealing with that. Because for one, you don't have to film it. On a production level, that is sensible. But also, you as a viewer, you know what's happening. And so when the screen first faded to black, I was like, okay, I'm good with how they did it. And then they did the shot. And then I was hoping it's over now, right? Because how far she fell? No. She keeps narrating. And then she starts to apologize. Like...
That bit was actually the saddest of all.
I was shaking. Yeah, I don't think you could see it, but I was sitting here like... It is written so grippingly, so touchingly. I hate it. Why am I doing this to myself? This is great.
What does ideation mean? Struggled for
Ideation.
years. Ideation. For years
Where
with
you
suicidal ideation.
Think of certain things.
Oh, okay. And their monologue at the end hit me hard.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
Was kind of sad to see the last moments go past like that.
There is something...
I'm running out of same.
you cannot run out of same. No. And honestly, man, same says everything it needs to.
Yeah.
That's
in this one,
perfectly
it
fine.
does.
Thinking about Shion had no chance makes me mad on an essential level. Yes. Yes. If you... Besides, like, all the things where it's clear that this is on her. Like, she made the choices that she made. But, boy, was her path already set for her. You know?
What do you call it? A victim of circumstances? No?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Still no excuse. But
Yes, absolutely. But if you're born into a situation like this, like from the beginning you were fucked. How could you not turn out like this? It's a wonder that her sister was as well adjusted as she was. I'm not talking about the whole, I'm actually training to be the Empress, the next Empress Sonozaki. Like, that is all messed up. But besides that, to be like, yeah, hey everybody, let's go do an after school kind of thing. Let's play games. Like, and then to be, despite doing all of this, to still be one like, no, I did try to help you. I did try to look into these things. I couldn't. Despite how cruel her family was to Shion, she remained empathetic and patient with her. Yes. Such a good Shion arc, but it characterizing Mion so well too.
It really did.
Yes.
But also the people you have around you make such a big difference. And I think her friends, the people in school, really helped with that.
Yeah. Sometimes when in a certain aspect of your life it's just shambles, it's just ruins, maybe you can find something somewhere else that can give you something to cling on to. That's not great, but it's better than nothing. Sometimes that's enough.
Mion is generally my favorite character. I see why I'm still sticking to Satoko. But this chapter really did flesh out Mion and Shion so much more. It was nice.
Since after the nail whipping, I can't really blame her for anything afterwards. Yeah. What I don't understand about, like, is this a work of fiction? Yes, but it's based on real things, right? Like, you have these kind of things, or you had in some degrees. What I really don't understand about this whole, like, mafia, yakuza, whatever, it's not just one group of people. This whole, like, yeah, hurt yourself, or like we cut off a piece of your finger or something. What I don't get about this is, like, violence begets violence. It will always keep spiraling. Not just on the physical level, oh yeah, I hurt you, so you hurt me. But like, it fucks with your psyche. You know what I mean?
No.
You fuck up. Shion's sin... Shion's. I'll just go with the names as per were in the game. Shion's sin was that she hung out with Satoshi. So her punishment then was to have 3 nails ripped out, which is super fucking painful.
Yeah, but to ensure you don't do it again. Fear is a very powerful motivator.
Yes, but you normalize this. You normalize this behavior. And it's not just the pain, it's the dominating somebody else. Not just dominating, the I decide you will suffer because I say so.
But that's the whole family structure. It's not a flat hierarchy.
Yes, I agree.
And in that case,
that's what I mean.
You need that bit of fear, power, control to stay on top of the food chain.
Yes, exactly. But that will keep escalating. Like now you did this to your own daughter. You shouldn't do it to anybody, but now you even did it to your own daughter. So what even are boundaries at this point? So
the boundary is just listen.
Or clearly it is, I can just do whatever the fuck I want anyway because this is normal in my life.
There are rules to it. It's like Yakuza are putting on a mask of honor and tradition to mask the fact that they are power-hungry tyrants. Yeah, but there is still this rule that they stick to. Whether it's a righteous path, we can talk about. But there is this rule, and if that rule isn't broken, nothing is going on.
Yeah. Also, where Mion doesn't hesitate to confide in Shion when she comes back. Yeah. Despite all of this, while she was hanging onto the ladder, she was still like trying. It's like it didn't even seem like a oh, I'm just telling you this so you don't kill me. It's just no, I genuinely want you to know. I do not know what happened to him. He is not dead, as far as I know. Please, you just need to believe me.
It's still we're in that together, and I do think Mion.
She tries to be her sister. Yes.
A tremendous amount of shame for taking. Yeah. The actual Mion's.
And true, despite everything, Mion never pushed her away, never ran away from her. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's also guilt. Powered by guilt.
That's probably a part of it, yeah. But ultimately, I have to judge people based on their actions. And she didn't push her away, she didn't run away.
Yeah.
The reasons we can discuss, but she didn't do it. She stuck with her despite all of it. Like that is worth something.
You've been in the same boat together since you were young.
Yeah.
Or since you were born, basically. So I get that.
Before Oreo and Kinushi kind of deserved it for cursing Satoshi for no good reason. I fully agreed with Shion's launching into him. Like, what did he do? What was his crime? Explain it to me. There wasn't a reason. It's just generational hate.
I do also like how this chapter answered a lot of questions and explained what happened.
It leaves me so many questions though.
But it does open up a completely new question on how the curse system actually works. Was what was said true? Or was it a lie just to throw her off?
Or is it just a chapter 5 and 2 truth?
Well, I do still believe that the first chapters are their own little world or version. And this one definitely matched up with 2. I think the next one will match up with 3. And so we move on.
Yeah.
But I do think the truth, or every version is the truth.
Then I want the ultimate truth to be one where these events do not happen. Such an interesting exploration of the human psyche, and it's so compelling to see how Shion's mental state crumbles but remains believable. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even at the very end, she's somewhat rational. She never feels completely illogical. Yes, and even when she is being illogical, it does still make sense, because there's this part of her that is just running on impulse. I said I would kill these people, so I'm gonna go kill these people.
Now I have to.
I said it, so I have to. What good am I if I don't keep my word? I have to do this now.
Yes, interesting questions. What did we ask her?
I don't even.
I can't recall.
This chapter has done a number on me, and I'm very glad that we're not continuing with until Friday. So I have like 48-ish hours to like decompress. Does that make sense?
It's the best chapter because
So
Shion was main character. When we get Keiichi back, it's going all downhill.
We will see. We will see. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
So yeah, time to recover for today.
Yes.
And then maybe get back to being destroyed on Friday.
Thank you everybody for joining us on this journey.
Appreciate it. Have a good night. See you then.
No, wait. Tifa is so bad at segues. So bad.
I was just saying bye.
If I accidentally press a button, things are gonna break. We have this Steam Deck kind of thing. Can you see anything that is incriminating here? No.
Well, it's a bit too late for that now, isn't it?
It's like buttons. Look, they're color-coded. And this button ends the stream. It's this last one. It's labeled end stream. You can probably see it mirrored. Unmirrored?
I can't even read the button.
Doesn't matter. There's an end stream button, and when she presses this, it fades us out, and it takes like 10 seconds. And the smart thing for a segue out of a stream would be to say these things after you press the button, so that there is the dramatic and then we leave.
Well, I figured you would still say something in those 10 seconds, as you usually do.
Or you do the Tifa thing and you say all the things you find the perfect, beautiful ending. But if you then press the button, you just sit there like a fool for 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you usually use that time to say something, and if I already say things, then you complain that you didn't get to say something in those 10 seconds.
Tifa, there was a hidden compliment. You had found the perfect way to end the stream, but you then messed it up by not pressing the button. Have a good night. Thank you for thanking us for the stream. Being vulnerable with us. You're welcome. That's what I am. That's who I am. Yeah, I do that kind of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I'm gonna press the button, and when Tifa says the things she just said to make this a beautifully perfect ending to all of this. Go.
I'm not exactly sure what I just said. Well, thank you for hanging with us. Hopefully we'll see you on Friday. Maybe we'll get destroyed again. Maybe not.
Bye.
Who knows?
Thank you, thank you.